Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to Derby Dad, Premier League Dad. What are we doing? I don't know. It's Derby Day. It's Derby Sunday. And it's Rangers against Celtic in the Scottish Cup quarter-final. This one's a big one, obviously given how bad these two are doing in the league. I say how bad they're doing. They're still second and third, but you know what I mean? Like, it's so uncommon to see the SPL, the SPFL league without either Celtic or Rangers at the top. I think we've grown accustomed to it, haven't we? That at least one of them's at the top. And unfortunately, at this moment in time, well, unfortunately for Celtic and Rangers, they're not. Obviously for Hearts and maybe for the rest of the watching world, it's very exciting, isn't it? But yeah, for the rest of us watching, not brilliant. For the rest of us watching, very exciting. For Celtic and Rangers fans, maybe less so. But we've got Celtic at Ibrox today again for the second time in a week. Last weekend it was 2-2. And I thought that was a really, really exciting game. Obviously, Celtic with a late penalty to equalise. So we're expecting drama again today. Given how bad they're doing in the league, you would expect the Scottish Cup would take on extra significance, extra relevance, and I think it will again. So, Scottish Cup quarter-final, I think waiting for them in the next round is, I think, did St Mirren and Falkirk, did they play? I think they did, didn't they? I'm sure St Mirren Partick Thistle is tonight, isn't it? St Mirren Partick Thistle is tonight. Falkirk have already qualified, as have Dunfermline. Dunfermline knocking out Aberdeen. So Dunfermline and Falkirk are waiting in the hat for the semi-finals. St Mirren Partick Thistle will play tonight. So Rangers or Celtic will face either Dunfermline, Falkirk or St Mirren or Partick tonight. So we'll see. We'll see. Tonight, after Rangers against Celtic, we're doing AC Milan against Inter. So hopefully you'll stick around with me to watch one of those. And we're keeping an eye on all the FA Cup games going on as well today. Fulham against Southampton and Leeds against Norwich. But I thought those were the two big games today. The Old Firm is obviously always a big game. And yeah, AC Milan against Inter Milan. St Mirren or Partick Thistle. Yes, Mawson, that's it. What are we up to? Twisted Fate. Poor Wrexham Key. If it wasn't for that unfortunate OG after the clearance, they would have had Chelsea out of the FA Cup. They were fantastic, Wrexham. Did you see the tweet from Ryan Reynolds, by the way, after that yesterday, where he said, was it 3 years or 5 years? I can't remember. Either way, I think it was 3 years. 3 years ago, we were playing Maidenhead. We drew with Maidenhead 3 years ago to this week. And now we've just pushed Chelsea, the world champions, to extra time. It's some going. Happy Bell today putting Old Firm on today. That's what I'm watching, mate. Yeah, we'll be watching the Old Firm. It is on. Is it Sky Sports? I think it's Sky Sports, isn't it? Let's have a look. I think it's Sky Sports job. It's on Sky. I think so. I'm sure it is, isn't it? Is it not on Sky? Let's have a look. Live EFL. Oh no, it's not on Sky. Where is it on then? Where is it on? Is it Premier Sports? It might be Premier Sports actually. It might. Yeah, it's Premier Sports. It's Premier Sports. I tell a lie. It's Premier Sports. Right. Okay. So we need to go. Apps. Come on, you frigger. Apps. Amazon Prime. There you go. Premier Sports. Yes, it is Premier Sports. Sorry. Taylor, that game was shocking yesterday, but we got through. We move on to PSG. Got to move on to PSG. To be honest, I think both of the games tonight, I think Inter against AC is Premier Sports tonight as well. Yeah. Oh no, AC against Inter is TNT, and it's on DAZN as well, but this one's on Premier Sports. Villarreal v Elche also about to kick off on Premier Sports. Right. Okay. Scottish Cup quarter-final, Ibrox. That's the one we want to watch. There you go. Right, we're on. We're live. We are 13 minutes away from kickoff. WHU edit, are you live for West Ham game tomorrow? Yes, live for West Ham tomorrow, mate. Rangers 2, Celtic 3, says Pride of Merseyside. Good to see everyone in the chat. How are we doing, Sarah? Lovely to see you. 18.1k. Yeah, we're just closing in on 20, aren't we? Twisted Fates. Liam, key, if Rangers and Celtic were to be put in the Premier League, would they both survive? No. I don't think they'd both survive in the Prem. I think they would be relegated in the first season. But I think if they got some sort of an immunity, then I think they would. If it was like, you can come to the Prem, but you won't get relegated for the first season. That's happened previously in history. If we're merging leagues or whatever, we'll put you in. We'll allow you to have some sort of protection for the first year while you get the TV money, and then we'll give you an opportunity. Even, to be honest, I think even if you put Celtic and Rangers in the Championship, they wouldn't come straight up. They wouldn't get promoted. They would struggle in the Championship around mid-table, and then hopefully I think the money would start to flood in, and I think they would do well. They'd probably give them 5 years, I think you'd have Rangers and Celtic in the Prem, maybe even in around the European places, even if you started them in the Championship. D, if they had the same money as the top 6, they would do well. That's it. Yeah, that is. It's the same thing, isn't it? They absolutely have to get the cash coming in some way. Mr. Edwards, afternoon, Key and everyone. It's been a minute. How are you? I am very well, sir. How are you, more importantly? Good to see you. Marky, come on, the famous. Yes, good lad. Well, listen, Rangers. Do you know what? I was gonna go. Obviously we could. If I felt like if I chose a side today, if I'd have gone, if I'd have gone blue, it would have upset some of the hoops. If I'd have gone green, then I think the Rangers fans would have turned off. So I thought, do you know what we'll do? We'll just be neutral. We'll go purple for the Thistle, the colour of Scotland. There you go. The Thistle is the colour of Scotland. So there you go. We're very neutral today. I like both Rangers and Celtic. I don't feel particularly strongly about either of them, to be honest. Aiden, who do you hate more, Arsenal or United? Man United, that's not even close. Clarky, Key, what's your prediction for this one? I think Rangers, mate. Again, I fancy Rangers. I think Celtic are in a bit of a funny situation. Rangers haven't done brilliantly this season, don't get me wrong, but I feel like they've maybe had a bit of a recovery since Danny Röhl's come in, whereas I think Celtic have been a little bit up and down. Done all right last few games, but yeah, Rangers unbeaten in their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Admittedly, the draw at Livingston was a disappointing one. Maddow says, is this a game where most Liverpool and United fans come together and support Celtic? No, not for me. I don't mind Rangers. I have no problem with Rangers. Generic Gooner, you all about the set pieces now? Liverpool are the top scorers of them in 2026, lad. That's one of them stats that don't really show, they don't really tell the full tale, do they, mate? Yeah, no one's really got a problem with set pieces. Set pieces aren't the problem. That's one of them where it's like, let's reframe it to suit your narrative. No one's got a problem with set pieces. No one's talking about Szoboszlai's Szoboszlai pinging in free kicks from 35 yards out. I don't think anyone's talking about them being boring, are they? That counts as a set piece, but I don't think anyone actually thinks that's what it's on about. They're all about the ones where it bounces in off Trossard's arse off a corner. It's them that are the issue for most people. So no one's really got a problem. No one's really got a problem with set pieces. It's corners specifically. Where are we up to now? Madhouse, we've done that one. Oh, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Super chat. Sorry, Mr. Edwards, where are you up to? Top 6, it's top 5 now. Spuds are a championship side. And Edward, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Sarah, I'm no Catholic. Shuggy Burr says both teams have been poor this season, but no real leaders on the pitch for Celtic today. That's it. Generic Gooner says set piece FC was your mantra. Not really. No. Set piece FC, again, when we say set piece FC, I think everyone's talking about the same thing. Arsenal fans have reframed that into, oh, well, you scored them. No. No one's talking about free kicks being smashed in from 30 yards. People live for them. They are brilliant. They are goal of the month classics. No one's talking about them. They do fall under the umbrella of set pieces. But I don't think anyone's actually talking about them, are they? Manchester United have got a decent number from set pieces. I think City have got a decent number from set pieces. But no one's talking about them. They're talking about Arsenal, who hold the record for the most corners scored in a Premier League campaign this year. There you go. That's what they're on about. Corner FC. We'll call it... I'll tell you what, maybe you've picked me up on a technicality. We'll call it Corner FC from now on. Foxy, I'm officially blaming you, Key, for our cup exit. We were winning 1-0 before you switched over. I know, yeah, maybe it is. Maybe we're the jinx. Malik says, well, then people who hate set pieces can go and cry about it. And also, hello, mate, how are you? I'm good, Malik. How are you, mate? Yeah, listen, again, no one's whinging about it. No one's whinging about it. If they win the league winning that way, then I'm sure they won't be that bothered. But they also then can't say, oh, why do you all hate us? Why do we not get the praise we deserve? Well, it's because you're boring. Hello again, Jane. How you going, Jane? Sarah, what are we up to? Finners says, think Spurs fans are starting to accept their fate. Edward says, Key, I'm going for a Celtic win on penalties. Going for a 1-1 or a 2-2. Frankie, Arsenal are only good at corners because teams can't defend them. That's, again, very true. Yeah, very true. And as long as you win the league that way, then don't think any Arsenal fan will complain. Generic Gooner, do you agree with the claim we should have an asterisk against our name if we win? No. Why would you have an asterisk? I don't think you'd have an asterisk against your name. No. You'll just not be remembered as a particularly great side. It was just a pretty boring year and Arsenal won it finally after spending more money than everyone else for many years. That's kind of how it is. You can't keep spending more money than everyone else, eventually you'll win the league. That's kind of how it goes. Sarah, Key, Liverpool fans weren't running around asking other teams, are they the best? That's it. It was just constantly asking for, give us praise. Desperate for a bit of praise. Tommy, if England win the World Cup by corners this year, no one will give a fuck, hypocrites. I don't care, mate. I'm not watching England for the World. I don't support England. I'm not in any way arsed about England, to be honest. If England go out in the first round, it won't bother me. I'll still enjoy the World Cup. Bobby, are you Celtic or Rangers? I am neither. I am purple for Scotland. I'm just supporting the Thistle. I'm enjoying the game as a neutral, watching along, enjoying the Old Firm. I have no problem with either Celtic or Rangers, to be honest. Bobby, why are Celtic and Rangers so political? These both clubs just have very, very, I don't know, there's heavy sort of religious followings in each community, isn't there? Twisted Fate, I'd be happy if Arsenal won the league. The way they've done it is underwhelming, though. Would never want my silly neighbours to win another Prem. Malik says, one question, Key, which team will you support in the World Cup? I won't support any. Honestly, I'll just be enjoying watching the football. If there's football on at a high level every single day for a couple of, well, it's like 6 weeks basically, isn't it? That's brilliant. That's like just a festival of top players playing together. I love it. That's going to be great fun. So I'm not supporting anyone. I don't really care. If England win it, then I'll be made up for my mates who are in some way bothered by that, but I don't care. No. Jane Key, do you think Tottenham will get relegated? No. I don't. Jack, how else should they score against the low block every game? Well, Jack, let's not... I don't know how old you are, Jack, but I wouldn't pretend that a low block is a new thing in football. Manchester United faced low blocks in the 90s. The great Arsenal side under Arsene Wenger, the Invincibles faced low blocks. It's not new. It's really not new. There are more than one way to skin a cat, or there is more than one way to skin a cat. Generic Gooner predictions for today, lad. Some underwhelming matches. Only Norwich could get an upset. Yeah, I think Norwich too. Yeah, I thought today... Listen, today's still, I think, a really big day in terms of... Obviously, we've got the Old Firm on, and then I'm doing AC Milan against Inter tonight. So, two massive games in football historically. Norwich... I mean... I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's 0-0 in the Fulham-Southampton game. I was going to do that one. Thank God we didn't do that one in the end. See you, Wheatley. How's it going, lads? Aiden, who's your favourite Liverpool player? Of all time, Robbie Fowler. Bayern Munich, are you a Celtic fan? No. No. Foxy, hope Hearts can handle the pressure and win the league. That would do the Scottish League so much good, having an official third team. Well, how far are they in front? Is it still 4 points? Is it 4 points they're in front? I think it is, isn't it? That atmosphere is unreal. Yeah, it's always bouncing at Ibrox, to be fair. Mon the Gers, says Harvey. And Malik says, which team do you support after Liverpool? Are you a Madridista, Barca, Arsenal, or Man... No, neither. I don't have any other team after Liverpool, to be honest, Malik. That's my team. Andy, do you think Jack Butland will make the World Cup squad? No. No chance. No chance. Let's go through the Rangers and Celtic lineups for this one. It is Butland in goal, Sterling, Giga, Fernandez and Romans at the back. Skov Olsen, Raskin, Diamand and Mikey Moore on the wing. And then it's Chimiti and Ryan Naderi starting up front. Still yet to score for Rangers, Ryan Naderi, since he come in from Hansa Rostock. But Chimiti is on an absolute scoring streak since he's come in for Everton. He's got 11 goals and assists in 21 appearances so far. So, yeah, massive really for Rangers to have him up front. Bayern Munich, if Manchester United beat you in Old Trafford, when was the last time Man United beat you twice in a season? A long time ago. A very long time ago. Yeah, very, very long time ago. Who's feeling a little sectarian today? What are we up to? Generic Gooner, did you consider Man City bottlers against Forest, or was it just when Arsenal lost to Wolves? Did you consider Man City bottlers against Forest? I don't think you can necessarily bottle. I guess you can bottle a game. But I didn't say bottle. I didn't say bottle in terms of they bottled that particular game. No, it's about bottling the league. That's what I was talking about. City can't bottle the league. They've never been in charge of the league, have they? Here we go. Well, we're off and underway at Ibrox. Let's get the timer going. Stephen McAnally says, Hoops to Scouseway, a reserve team. Scales played excellent, therefore Aberdeen believe in the Hoops. Byron says, I think that ruins Slot legacy if you lose to United twice in a season. Nah, listen, Slot's fine. Slot's absolutely sound. We're all good. Reece, surely that has to be one of the best atmospheres. Sounds absolutely unreal. It's because that basically both of their seasons riding on this. Both of their seasons are hinging on this. Sorry, I didn't finish reading the Celtic lineup because the stream crashed. The Celtic lineup, you can see it over here anyway, is Sinisalo in goal, Scales, Trusty, Arthur and Araujo at the back. And then it's McCowan, Hatate and Niger in midfield with Tunekti, Yang and Dyson Maeda in the front three. Should be a really good game, this one. It's always... Oh, straight away. That's a naughty tackle. Diamand, and it's a yellow card. Yeah, definite yellow card, that. Diamand flew in, and he's booked basically 90 seconds in. It's a good little turn from Diamand, but as he goes in, watch this back. Yeah, I don't know if it's a yellow card. Don't know if it's a yellow card, but he does get booked. DC, I think it was 2015 the last time we beat you in a season. Twice in a season. 2016 was the last time you beat us at Anfield, wasn't it? I don't know if you think... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is. 2015. Maybe that makes sense. Just before Klopp came in. Pride of Merseyside says there's someone streaming this on the match key. Wonder if he'll get banned. Yeah, it'll be taken down, mate, within a few minutes, and his channel will be goosed. You're just not going to be able to get away with that. C. Wheatley, unpopular opinion, think the Old Firm is overrated. It's just because they play like 6 times a season. Andy, ex-Liverpool star on the bench for Celtic. Oxlade-Chamberlain is that? Yeah, Sriracha, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Mavuka, Murray, Forrest, Donovan, Fankara and Paulo Bernardo on the bench for Celtic. For Rangers, it's Tavernier, Sutar, Miovski, Magoma, Gassama, Chukwani, Bajrami and Asgard. It's a lot of quality on the bench for Rangers. I don't get why Gassama's not starting. I really like Gassama. I think he's quality. Absolutely top quality. Rangers into the area for the first time. Into the box. Far post. Unlucky. Straight out. That was better. Madhouse, isn't today's Rangers a rebrand of the original Rangers? Sort of, yes. Yes, of a fashion. Yeah, they obviously got relegated and then didn't they have to go through, was it administration or something? And they got renamed, rebranded, whatever. So technically. But it's splitting hers, surely. Oh, Rangers are in. Chimity. Oh, poor that. Poor. Should have done better there, I think. He's gone down. He's claiming a free kick, but I don't think you're going to get it. Ball just fell his way. He cuts inside. Scuffs his shot in the end. Rufio says they're a whole new side. This isn't Rangers. I mean, listen, it's Rangers in practice. They're still playing at Ibrox. They're still playing blue. Still got basically the same badge. It's Rangers. However you want to dress it up, it's Rangers. It might be a different listing on Company House. It's Rangers. Hello, Stacey. How are you doing, lovely? Casper, not a single good game today. What are you talking about? Rangers Celtic, Old Firm, AC Milan against Inter Milan tonight. Unbelievable. Derbies. What are you after? This is what football's about. Top quality. Rangers down the left-hand side. Unlucky. Straight out of play. And Diamand's gone down now. This is a blow. C. Wheatley, what minute are you on, Key? 5:55. 5:55. Because it's on Premier Sports, it's always going to be, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds behind. Rufio, about time they let Rangers and Celtic in the Premier League. Can't see it, can you? Oh, big claim for the handball. Massive claim for the handball for Rangers. Oh, I tell you what, there's going to be a check on it. There's going to be a check on it. I tell you what, that's a massive, massive handball. I think that's a handball, and I think that's going to be a penalty. Oh, he's sliding in, his hands up. Oh, I don't know, you know. I don't know, that's questionable. It's questionable. No, play on. Wow. Big claim early on, 5 minutes in. Maybe should Rangers have had a penalty? Stacey Key, yes, I'm okay, thanks. How are you? I'm good, Stacey. I'm just recovering from all the screaming kids, screaming 5-year-olds at the party yesterday. Just ringing in my ears. K-pop music and all that stuff. Yeah. But all good. All good, thank you. No pen. I was surprised. I did think at first glance it looked a pen, but on the replay, maybe his arm's just tucked in. Stephanie Kerr, what are you watching it on? It's on Premier Sports. Premier Sports. If you go on Prime, you can get it on Premier Sports. This ref's worse than the English refs. Oh, now Chimiti's now had a little pop there at Arthur, I think. The young centre-back's gone down. Let's just watch this back as he comes across. Does he have a go at him here? Oh, get up. Get up. Get up. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Get up. Madhouse, who's the best Scottish goalie of all time? Now that's a question. In my lifetime, do you know what? Should we do that? Who's the best Scottish 11 of our lifetime? I say our lifetime like you're the same age as me, but let's do Premier League era. So like 90s, early 90s to now, all time in our life. All time, last 30 years, all time Scottish 11. Goalies for Scottish 11. Fucking hell, I don't know actually. Now I've said that, I feel like I've got ahead of myself. Andy Gorham was a good goalie. Yeah. Excuse me. Andy Gorham was good. Jim Leighton was alright. Jim Leighton, Shuggy Bear, yeah, Jim Leighton. Jim Leighton, Andy Gorham, both ex-United them as well, aren't they? Andy Gorham only went to United on loan for a bit, but he was at Rangers for a long time. Neil Sullivan, I always liked. I always thought Neil Sullivan was very good. But probably Gorham, Idle Yorkshireman. Yeah, Gorham, Sullivan. I'd probably lean towards Neil Sullivan. I thought Neil Sullivan was a very reliable goalkeeper in the Prem for many years for Wimbledon, and you know, he was always really, yeah, he was okay. I like Neil Sullivan. Trying to think of others, maybe Craig Gordon. Craig Gordon really didn't cut it for me. He's done well since he's gone, but he's only ever really done it in Scotland, hasn't he? It was a big, expensive signing for Sunderland from Hearts. It's never quite worked out in the Prem. But, yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't go him. Alan McGregor. McGregor was alright, yeah. Sullivan was at Chelsea for a bit too. I personally, if it was me doing it, I would probably lean towards Sullivan. Andy Robertson left back, that's not even close. Centre backs, I think I'd probably be looking at maybe David Weir as a starting point. I thought Weir was terrific. Probably Colin Hendry as well. Centre backs, can anyone advance on that? David Marshall. David Marshall was English, isn't he? He's English, isn't he? Oh no, he's not. David Marshall's Scottish. I just get confused with David Marshall. Nova 2-0 this one. Scotland had better players well before the Prem started. No, I know. They did, of course they did. You know, you're going back a little bit further, you've got your Souness's and your Dalgleish's and, you know, Danny McGrain. There's loads of good players for Scotland. If you go back into the... Archie Gemmell was brilliant. But if you go back to the Ali McLeod Scotland squad at the World Cup. But yeah, there was a lot of good players for Scotland, even in the late to mid-90s. Like Paul Lambert was a great player. Craig Burley as well was good. Alan Hansen, Gordon McQueen, of course, yeah. I'd go Colin Hendry. I'd go Robbo, Weir and Hendry as the centre-backs. Right back. They've been blessed with a lot of decent full-backs, Scotland, but it always feels like they're the left side, aren't they? It feels like they've been quite a few on the left. Give me some right backs. Give me some Scottish right backs. Inspire me. Scottish right backs. Struggling. I'm very much struggling. A young Weir or the older, wiser Weir? Well, he was at Everton for ages, wasn't he? And then he went back up to Rangers. I thought at Everton, David Weir was brilliant. Boyd. Yeah, Boyd was good. I like Donnelly as well. Donnelly was good. Tommy Boyd's not a bad shout. Yeah. Tommy Boyd, maybe. Just thinking, sorry, I know Donnelly wasn't that position. I'm just going back to the Celtic side of the late 90s when Liverpool played him at Parkhead. Yeah, Donnelly ran rings round us that night. Alan Hutton. Yeah, not a bad one. Noah Theodros, big up to Keith Thomas, the legend. Good to see you, Noah. Alan Hutton, I can't in good conscience put Alan Hutton in there. Nathan Patterson, McNamara. Yeah, Jackie McNamara. Well, then if we go into midfield. I think you'd put Darren Fletcher in there. And I think I'd probably go... I'm going to get some stick, but I always liked... No, I can't put him in. I can't put him in, but I always liked him. I always liked Barry Bannon. Even though, you know, he's not going in the lineup, I just always liked him. Scotland, left wingers, right wingers. Again, you're spoiled for choice somewhat. Not in a great way sometimes, but it depends what formation we're playing, doesn't it? Because we could do a 4-3-3. Pat Nevin, Gemmell, Scott Gemmell. Can't have Archie Gemmell. Scott Gemmell. Good ball in, unlucky, Rangers cleared it away. Stuart McCall needs to be in there. Barry Ferguson. Barry Ferguson was very good. Yeah, I'd probably squeeze Barry Ferguson in. He was very good. Joe Jordan, a little bit after. A little bit before that time, wasn't he? Gordon Strachan. Gordon Strachan. Better as a manager, Gordon Strachan. McTominay, John Collins. Oh, yeah, John Collins was great, wasn't he, at Monaco, Fulham. Could play a bit, John Collins. Gary Mack. I mean, yeah, this is why I was saying, do we play 4-3-3? So you've got to get Gary Macker in there. Fletcher, Macker. Maybe it's McTominay then, because I'll be honest, maybe it's Fletcher, McAllister, McTominay. Because that in itself, as a midfield three, I can get on board with that. You've got a Ballon d'Or winner, you've got European Cup winners and Premier League winners in there, so yeah, I think McTominay, Macker and Fletcher. John Collins is a legend. McStay, of course, yeah, idle Yorkshireman. Saw Leeds v Arsenal in the 90s. McAllister, Strachan midfield for Leeds. They were banging. What are they up to? Pup says, hurts me to say it, Paul Lambert got a Champions League with Dortmund. Paul Lambert was good, but I can't make a reasonable argument to say that he was either better than Fletcher or McAllister. Scott Brown was good. Brian McClure, Ali McCoist. See, Ali McCoist was great. Brian McClure was really good. I think you could probably get away with putting them in. Oh. Do you know what I always liked as well? James McFadden at Everton. I always thought James McFadden was really, really underrated. He was brilliant. You could maybe even get away with Charlie Adam if you got the Blackpool version. The Blackpool version of Charlie Adam was really good. Or I'll tell you what, seeing as we're going for Premier League title winners, Kevin Gallagher. What about Kevin Gallagher? He played up front. Did a sterling job for Blackburn. He was the third man, wasn't he, behind Shearer and Sutton? Stephen Naismith, of course, yeah. Stephen Naismith. Naisy was good. Do you know who else? Do you know what? And another good centre-back option as well that's just sprung to mind because I remember him playing against Liverpool in the FA Cup final. Christian Daly. Remember Christian Daly for West Ham? What an absolute Rolls Royce of a defender he was. Macaulay, Robertson fan here. Good lad, Macaulay Edwards. Yeah, listen, we've got Andy Robertson in there. We're just doing our all-time, well, say all-time. We're doing our Premier League era Scottish 11 while the game's going on. So far, I've got Neil Sullivan in goal, Andy Robertson at left-back, Weir, Hendry, Boyd. I think I could probably be persuaded to put in... Nah, I can't knock any of them two out for Christian Daly. Midfield, Fletcher, McTominay, McAllister. And then, yeah, up front, I'd love to see Ferguson. Brian McClure was a really good striker. Ali McCoist. That's how you're going to fit them all in, isn't it? John Robertson, of course, yeah. Craig Burley. Dave Cooper. Ah, yes. Going back a little bit further. Before my time, those, really. For the keeper, you completely missed Anthony Amy. Hey, he's not finished. Anthony Amy. He's not finished. He's 28. I love that. I can't believe he's not picked Anthony Amy. Anthony Amy. He's finished. He's not finished. He's 28. DN, was this derby not like 2 weeks ago? It was last weekend, mate. Yeah, it was the first. Rangers are in. Oh, it's it. Oh, shocking. Rangers were 2-2 last week with Celtic in the league, and that kind of put a bit of a gap between Hearts and these two. So this is the Scottish Cup quarter-final, 20 minutes in. Still yet to have any meaningful chance. The big moment in the game so far has been the claim for handball. Rangers broke into the area, strike from Chimiti, and it wasn't a handball. It was tucked into his chest. He was like that. He was sliding. I think it'd have been harsh to give it as a handball, but it did look questionable at first glance. Shankland, yeah. Shankland, not a bad shout, but I wouldn't have him in there. What about Fletcher? Stephen Fletcher was always a decent player, I thought. Frank McAvenny. Christian Daly was a good player for West Ham. Sir Kenny Salish. Sir, is it me or do Celtic play like Newcastle? Do they play like Newcastle? Well, probably is a little bit of that, isn't there, with Martin O'Neill? Didn't Eddie Howe do his coaching badges with Martin O'Neill when he was at Villa? No, not Villa. I'm sure he's done, or he might have been when he was up at Celtic. I'm sure Eddie Howe did his coaching badges with Martin O'Neill. He spoke fondly about it before. I'm sure he has. Isn't there some sort of tenuous link there with Martin? Have I just made that up? I'm sure, I am absolutely certain there's a thing with Eddie Howe and Martin O'Neill. He didn't play for him. He was at Portsmouth, wasn't he, Eddie Howe? That's where he was as a player. But he definitely, I'm sure he like Gary O'Neill, for example. Gary O'Neill, when you look at his playing style, he's very, very aggressive, attacking football because he did his coaching badges under Jurgen Klopp. It's a slightly different approach to football, and you do tend to find that when they spend time shadowing other younger managers, that they inherit their style somewhat. DN, he done coaching stuff with Simeone. How? Billy Gilmore. Dennis Law probably a little bit before my time, to be honest. Frank McAvenny, another one before my time, to be honest. Rangers free kick here, 22 minutes in, ball whipped in. Oh, straight out on the far side, I think. It's not going to be kept in. No, it's gone out for the throw-in. Jim Baxter. Again, more names I don't really recognise, to be honest. DN, when he lost the Bournemouth job, he lived in Spain to learn more of the defensive side of man management. Oh, okay. And Bonar Lee, who do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. But I am watching Rangers against Celtic right now. Brendan, little known fact, Eddie Howe is Martin O'Neill's son. Ryan says, yes, Key, I think Eddie Howe did his coaching badges with Martin O'Neill. Maybe. Well, there you go. I wasn't... I think he probably travelled around a bit. Again, most managers do. But Gary O'Neill definitely did his with Jurgen Klopp. And I vaguely remember that Martin O'Neill had him, whether it was at Celtic or Villa, I can't remember. I'm sure Martin O'Neill did his... Or Eddie Howe did his coaching badges under Martin O'Neill, amongst other managers. So maybe he has taken a leaf out of his book. DN says, I still think Eddie Howe is the man for Newcastle to take us far. There's lots of people questioning Eddie Howe at the minute, isn't there? I think he's obviously a talented manager, but it's just whether or not he's maybe taken Newcastle as far as he can take them. There's that question just lingering, I guess. Mario Songstar says, where can I watch the game? It's on Premier Sports, mate. Premier Sports Live, Premier Sports 1, to be precise. D says, I think he'll be sacked. Do you think? I think they'll support him. They'll stick with him. I think the Newcastle fans might get on his back, though, if they don't get Europe this season. Especially if Sunderland do get Europe. Maxini, how do you watch it, Key? It's on Premier Sports, mate. Premier Sports 1, so you can get it on Amazon Prime. Do you think Will Still's coming back? No. We can't blame him. We lost our best player. The player our team was built around, and we haven't replaced him. Well, he's been bought, Voltemada and Wisser, and both have proved to be not fantastic signings, I guess. Macaulay Edwards, Liverpool fan, how do you think about Liverpool this season? I am content. It's not been a brilliant season, but I'm content if we finish. We're only 3 points off third so far. 3 points off third. We finished third in the Champions League and we're in the FA Cup quarter-final. Pretty content with where we are at this moment in time. I thought it was always going to be a difficult year, to be honest, and especially with what we've got happen to us this season, it was always going to be even harder. DN, both totally different. Wisser is more like a winger, Voltemada more of a midfielder. You think Voltemada's a midfielder? Surely not. Christ, there's only you and Eddie Howe think that. I don't know why he's playing him in midfield. D, if Sunderland beat them, he's gone. If Sunderland finish ahead of him and get Europe, that will just exacerbate the whole issue, won't it? The whole, ill feeling around Newcastle. Macaulay Edwards, how is yourself? I'm very good, sir. How are you? Ivan Toney should come back to the Premier League. Right, Roman's throwing the ball in here on the left-hand side. Diamand, good win by Maeda. It's all a little bit scrappy at the minute. Can't really... Is the pitch bobbly? Is it the pitch? Just every time it's not really slick. There's a real bobble to the and it feels like every player's taking a really heavy touch. I've not seen either side really string 3 or 4 passes together consistently. Celtic have just got hold of the ball now for the first time, really, to probe around the edge of the box. This is better from Celtic. Ball in. Near post. It's going to be a corner, is it? No? Goal kick? Yeah, corner kick. Well done. Adzo, what is your prediction for the Champions League tie against Galatasaray? I think we win 2-0. Yeah, I think we go there and do them. Prince Rupert, alright, Key, early one today. Just woke up with only a slight hangover. Lucky me. Well done, you. Only a slight hangover. Done well after a Saturday night. 3-star, how's it going? 3-star. Where are we up to? Ibrox turf is in good nick. It is, but I'm just wondering if there's a reason. If there is a reason for it being so bobbly. Ball whipped in near post. Rangers head it away. It's going to be another corner. Second corner in succession for Celtic. Macaulay Edwards, what's the Fulham score? The Fulham score currently is 0-0. Sorry, 0-0 with Fulham and Southampton. QPR and Borough kick off in a few hours as well in the Championship. Wimbledon are beating Northampton 1-0. And yeah, Genoa playing AS Roma at 5 o'clock. AC Milan play Inter Milan tonight. So if you fancy watching along with us in the Serie A game tonight, then you can watch along with us. PJ, why don't you support a Welsh team? I don't know. I've not got any connections to Wales. I'm not from Wales. I don't know. I only support one team. I only have the energy for one team, to be honest. Prince Rupert, what stage of the cup is this? Quarter-final. So, Dunfermline knocked Aberdeen out. I think Falkirk are through. St Mirren play tonight. And then, yeah, it's one of these two. Make the last 4. Andy, AC Milan is full with ex-Chelsea players. Well, if you look at the recent Milan lineup, so they've got Tomori, and they've got Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek is out injured at the minute. He's out with a broken jaw. Pulisic, I don't think will play. Possibly, well, he might do actually. Maybe Pulisic will play. Might put Pulisic up front with Leao. Stacey, what other games are you live for today, Key? Just this one and then the AC Milan Inter Milan tonight. Will, I've just seen Mike Keegan report that Liverpool have complained to X about Grok's tweets last night. I don't understand why. I mean, fair enough, put a formal complaint in, but it's just ridiculous that's just people being people. You're not going to block anything. You're not going to change anything. You can put a complaint in, I'm sure, but somebody said some hurty words to me. I mean, it's not nice, but like, that's just how it is, unfortunately. It's not nice, but that just shows them to be the people that they are. And I think the bigger thing you could do with X is maybe complain about anonymity. But I mean, to be honest, I support anonymity on there as well. I think you've got to have some degree of ability to express your views without fear of reprisal, let's say. I understand why some people do that. Absolutely do. Reece says your previous sponsor is a sponsor on the Southampton kit key. Yes, I know. Yeah. Yeah, they also... To be honest, I've also been in talks with another football kit sponsor as well in the last few days. Tom Riley, you a Liverpool fan? I am, yes. I am. I am, crew. Just vile, isn't it? Can't wait for the day Elon sells that app and that AI is removed. Hey, mate, AI is not going anywhere. AI simplified everything. It ain't going anywhere. We've got to embrace it. Macaulay Edwards, what is your opinion on Slot getting sacked? He won't get sacked. He's not getting sacked anytime soon. Who's winning the FA Cup, says Gio Diaz. I think Liverpool. I think Liverpool are going to win it. But yeah, it is vile, mate, but I don't think the issue is the app, and I don't think the issue is the AI or Elon Musk or anything like that. It's not their fault. It's how people are using it. Like, people being awful is not a new thing, is it? It's just unfortunate that that's the channel they're doing it in. Ronaldo the GOAT, we hate AI. Ronnie Luxton, who do you want in the FA Cup draw? I would like Chelsea. Mawson put my dog in a Rangers shirt. He tried to bite me when I tried to take it off him. True girl. I am crew. Someone obviously prompted Grok to say it, but there should be safeguards in where the AI refuses. But then isn't that where you're expecting AI to know what is deemed potentially offensive? And to be honest, we don't know what is potentially offensive. You can't determine what is and isn't offensive. Like, I would say that is offensive. I think we could, a lot of us would agree that's offensive. Many people would say it's not that offensive. And for that reason, I don't know. I don't ever want AI to be the arbiters of what is and isn't offensive. It's just hurty words. It's hurty words, and we shouldn't get upset about it. Just the absolute best thing, I think, is just to ignore it. Personally, don't respond. Don't respond. They'll get tired. They're only looking for a response. That's all it is. It's sad. It's kids. It's kids and very sad people with not a lot going on in their life who feel the need to go onto an AI app and ask it to create some vulgar insults about Diogo Jota, and then they post it, and that's how they're getting their little rise. That's all it is. And then, you know, someone clicks and responds and says, how dare you, and they get this little dopamine hit that shows, I've made someone angry over the internet. Oh, what a goal! It's there. It's 1-0 Celtic. Oh, it's Dyson Maeda. How has that managed to go in? I tell you what, everyone's been saying to me Jack Butland should be in the World Cup squad. I think he's had a shocker there. I think if you get two hands on that, you've got to keep it out. I think you have to keep that out. It's so poor. It's a lovely ball in, and the Celtic fans are absolutely bouncing. Maeda with the header. Butland gets two big hands to it, but can only push it onto the post. And it's in. Rangers 0, Celtic 1. 35 minutes gone. Scottish Cup quarter-final comes to life. He's onside. There's no problem with that. Ball gets whipped in. Flicked on. Maeda. Am I being harsh? Am I being harsh there? No, I think if you get to that, you've got to keep it out. Two big hands. He'll be disappointed there, Butland. Lovely ball in from the right. Flicked on. Maeda. Yeah, no, that's poor. Don't care what anyone says. I am absolutely guaranteeing you that's a terrible, terrible piece of goalkeeping from Butland. No. VAR goal, checking potential offside. I can't see it being offside. Doesn't look offside. Reggie says Grock already self-censors to some degree, e.g. it won't say slurs or be easily baited into controversial topics. Well, it is already saying that. That they've... Oh, what? It's been ruled out! Offside, Rangers 0, Celtic 0. It's been chalked off. Oh, there you go. Offside. Lucky, lucky boy, Jack Butland. Very lucky boy. Very lucky boy. As the ball's played in, I wonder if it's off that first one, actually. Yeah, I don't think it's Maeda who's offside. I think is it Scales who gets the flick on? Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is, actually. Scales offside, Chuggy Burr. Well, goal chalked off. Ronnie, if Spurs go down, what odds do you think to win the championship next season? Spurs aren't going down. Avail yourself of that. Reese, do you think players play for a particular club but support a different club? Yeah, of course they do. We know that's the case, don't we? I Am Crute says, I was fuming last night, disappointed in myself for responding. Mate, that's the only way. The only thing I would say is just don't bite. You don't be disappointed in yourself for biting. It's fine to be upset by it. But recognise that by responding, you are literally giving them the oxygen they crave. That's all it is. They're just desperate for it. They're absolutely desperate for it. It's horrible, offensive, vile stuff. And that is exactly what they're intending it to be. What was the goal disallowed for? It was offside from Scales. Prince Rupert says, also, that's where Butland plays now. I remember people wanting him to take Pickford's spot as England #1. No, he's shocking. Absolutely shocking. I thought he should have done better with that goal there, to be honest. User 456, will Liverpool make Europe this season? I think we'll finish third, mate. Yeah. Villarreal now 2-0 up against Elche. Madhouse, wasn't there a time when Scottish refs could be very anti-Celtic? I'm sure there's referees who are very anti certain clubs that they're reffing against. It does happen. Well, he'll learn when he has to get a job. That stuff online stays there forever, isn't it? Is it an anonymous account? If it's an anonymous account, then it doesn't really make a difference, does it? And that's the thing, with anonymity, I think it's important to have that anonymity, but also people will abuse it and will just, because they're behind a computer screen, they get very excited, don't they? Wish he's fine. It says 2-2 this one. Well, currently still 0-0. Celtic have had a goal chalked off for offside. Kevin, John Beaton is orange and definitely anti-Celtic. And Mad Owl says, big game, Benfica v Porto tonight. Yeah, I did toy with that one as well, you know. I did toy with doing whether maybe Benfica Porto as well. But I thought that AC against Inter would be the better game. Yeah, it was. You can see there, it's Scales. Scales just offside, coming back from an offside position. And again, you know, there's previous offside rules that it used to be that if you were offside but you came back onside, you were back on again. You sort of, yeah, you can get yourself back in line. Kaylee, where can I watch the actual match? It's on Premier Sports, Kaylee. Yeah, Premier Sports 1. Rangers, good bit of play down the right-hand side. Celtic win it back. Araujo, good ball in. Unlucky. Las Palmas now 1-0 up. That'd be a great result for Las Palmas. Darren, who's winning the Champions League, lad? Who's winning the Champions League? Tough one. I think it'll be between... I think it might be a City-Arsenal final or a Liverpool-Arsenal final. Looking at the two sides of the Champions League, I think Liverpool will play... Liverpool will go through against Galatasaray. Chelsea will go through against PSG. Liverpool will go through against Chelsea, and that'll be us in the semis. I think City beat Real Madrid, and I think City beat Bayern Munich, and then it'll be Liverpool-City semis. City over 2 legs might well do us. And on the other side... We know that Arsenal are going to get through because they've been handed a path to the semis, haven't they, basically? They've got Bayer Leverkusen and then probably Bodo Glimt. So, again, I'd be amazed if Arsenal don't get to the, unlucky Rangers near post there, Chimity. If Arsenal don't make it to the semis, it's an abject failure on their part. But they'll get there, I'm sure. And then they'll probably play, you would imagine, Barcelona. So then it'll be between Arsenal and Barca over 2 legs for the final. I think it is going to be an all-English final this year. Yeah. I think it's all-English final. And I just think that's the way the draw's gone, to be honest. Prince Rupert, how was the Wrexham game last night? Shame they went out. It was brilliant. Yeah, 4-2 it finished to Chelsea, but they were very, very lucky. Very lucky, Chelsea. Prince Rupert, never underestimate the mighty Bodo. I would love it if they knocked Arsenal out, of course. You know, I think everyone would, but I can't see a world in which they do. Then again, I couldn't see a world in which they beat Inter Milan home and away. So, you know, what do I know? Edward Key, do you think that was offside? No, it was offside. Yeah, it's not whether I think it or not. It was. He was definitely offside. You can see Scales coming back off from an offside position. Darren, he didn't mean it like that. He meant we got a favourable draw, which we did. Yeah, I'd say this, mate. Darren. Don't fight him, mate. Honestly, just leave him. They're very... They'll hear what they want to hear. It's confirmation bias, so they'll hear what they want to hear. And they've got it drilled into their head that this guy hates us, and he hasn't got any other... There's no logic to it. He just hates us blindly, and therefore, like, you know, but they sit in the live and watch it regularly, blindly, just waiting for any mention of it. Oh, just come in the live, and the first thing I've heard is Arsenal. Just leave them. They're not interested in actual football discussion. They're just trolls. They're just kids. God love them. Darren, hate my own fan base. It's clear they don't watch and just pop on or see clips. I know, but that's why I don't get bothered by it. Don't let it bother you. At the end of the day, they just come in and they don't really have a clue because they've only watched a 30-second clip. Ian Balf, God love you. God love you too, Ian. Darren, you're literally saying we could win the Champions League and they are annoyed. I've not only said that you can win the Champions League, I have tipped you since the start of the season to win the Champions League. And I've said you're the best team in football. I have no idea what more I need to say to dispel the myths. Rob says, we heard they got handed an easy path. No, it was because they finished top. Well, what happened to Liverpool last year when they finished top, mate? You got PSG, the actual winners. So, you did get handed an easy path. It was fortunate. You know it was fortunate. I know it was fortunate. The rest of the football world knows it was fortunate. Just own it. It's fine. Vault, afternoon, mate. Who are you watching? We're watching Rangers Celtic now, mate. Yeah, it's half time. Rangers 0, Celtic 0. Celtic have had a goal disallowed. But it's derby day, basically. So we're watching Rangers Celtic now, and then straight after, we're going to be watching AC Milan against Inter Milan tonight. There's also Porto against Benfica tonight, so it really is a derby Sunday. So, yeah, we'll be watching Inter against AC tonight. Massive game in Serie A. Mickey, the self-victimhood is the reason Arsenal fans are hated. Mickey, one of Arsenal's sides of the draw have won a Champions League in the last 10 years. Everyone on the other side has. It's a fix. Yeah, well, I mean, look, they've got fortunate. I'm not going to say it's a fix, but they have got fortunate, and that's fine. That's sometimes that's the luck of the draw. They got fortunate in drawing Mansfield, didn't they? That's fortunate, but it's the luck of the draw. That's how it is. Penalty to Southampton in the 90th minute at Fulham. Oh my goodness me. I am so glad I stayed away from that one. I am absolutely made up I stayed away from that one. It's Fulham 0, Southampton 1, I think. We might actually. Should we put it on quickly? Should we put it on? Let's put Fulham Southampton on. Yep, Southampton penalty. Here we go. Southampton penalty. Andrew, clips really only tell part of the story. Exactly. Right. Penalty to Southampton. There's 6 minutes of added time at Craven Cottage. And the Saints have got a penalty and they could stick it away here. Up the step. It's there. It's 1-0. Lecomte has beaten. It's 1-0 Southampton. Oh, FA Cup set. Cup set on the cards. Brendan says, what time is ACV Inter? I think it's 7:30, mate. 7:30. Maddow says, Key hates Arsenal 24/7. The poor lad don't sleep. He's red and white toilet paper at home. Rebel says Liverpool won't win anything this season. Defence is a shambles. Salad is finished. And also the fans don't want Slot as manager. That's categorically not true. The vast majority of Liverpool fans I've encountered want Slot to stay. It's only a vocal minority online who say Slot out, and it's the ones who don't have a clue about football, mate. Look at all the ex-players. Look at all the ex-players like Crouch and Kenny Dalglish. And, loads of players and former players have come out in support of Arne Slot. They know he's got a really difficult job. But there you go. Southampton in front. And now, Saints in the FA Cup quarter-final. What a run. Reese, if you had red and white toilet paper, I'd be slightly concerned, Key. Yeah, get to the doctor if you've got red and white toilet paper. Morning, Key from Canada. CGLFC. Love that. Lots of love to Canada. I'll hopefully be flying. Maybe I'll be flying to Canada for the World Cup. That's the plan anyway. Could be Canada, could be Mexico, could be the US. I don't know, but it's somewhere in the host nations I'm hoping to fly to. Ronnie says, why so confident Spurs won't go down? They have no momentum. I just look at Spurs and think they've got enough quality. I think out of all the teams at the bottom end of the table, they've got more quality than any of the others. So, yeah, I think they'll be fine. Key Thomas the GOAT, says Lewis. Cheers, man. We need to beat Port Vale. Yes. Sunderland, I think you will. I think Sunderland beat Port Vale. I think Southampton are 3 minutes away from being through now. Sarah, watch Arsenal get Southampton. They will. They will. You know it. Again, fortune. Fortune favours him. Mickey, logically, what better options are there out there for Liverpool than Slot? Yeah, there isn't really, is there, Mickey? Canada probably a safer bet, Key. It just all boils down to cost. All boils down to cost. Apparently, though, I have heard of a thing. You're not supposed to do it. It is kind of... It's not against the law, but it is against airline terms and conditions. It's called skip lagging. Have you heard of this? Have you heard of skip lagging? I only found out about it recently. Skip lagging is where you book a flight to... Let's say I wanted to fly Manchester to Florida. Direct. Dead expensive. Right? But if I fly Manchester to Florida, but a stop off in Denver, Colorado, it's like loads cheaper. So what I do is I fly to Denver and I just don't get back on the plane. You wait for the plane to change over. You're supposed to wait in the terminal. Let's say I just leave. If you do it repeatedly, the airlines blacklist you. But it is like a really common thing now that people do to get cheaper flights. Apparently, again, I've only recently heard of it as a thing, but there you go. Wrexham, yeah. What about Wrexham? Lewis, I would have loved it if we could have got Newcastle in the next round. Fulham, nearly in the area. Cleared away by Southampton, just about. There's only 60 seconds left. Ronnie, they have quality, but no fighters. I can't see Spurs going down either. No, me neither. Gamer Guru says Southampton ruined our title run before when Walcott scored for them. No team is an easy win. Look at Wrexham last night. Well, look at Mansfield against you, lads. What are we up to? Roman, hey Key, give a shout out to my brother Zen. He's a big fan. It's his birthday. Big shout out to Zen. Ex-Minko, what happened to the goal? The goal got chalked off because... I've just realised we've not even put half-time on. The goal got chalked off because Scales was offside. Yeah, Scales was offside. Green Ting, what team do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. Rebel, I really want Millwall to come up to the Prem. Do we think they will, though? It's a claim for a handball. You're not getting handball for that. You're not getting handball for that. Screaming for handball here, Fulham, but it's never handball. Nah, behave yourself. You're not getting handball for that. And I think that might be it, to be honest. Very close to full time. DJST, where is your Arsenal top at the back? I've got an Arsenal top. I have actually got an Arsenal top, but it's in amongst my collection. I don't have it displayed. These are just These are just a pick, the ones that I like the best. But I have got one Arsenal top. Green Ting, I thought you were an Arsenal fan as you're always talking about them. Am I? How often are you a regular in the chat, mate? I didn't know you were a regular. It's the first time I've seen your name. First time I've seen your name. 1-0 against Port Vale, says FCB. What, in the Sunderland game? New to TikTok, bro. Okay. I'll stick around, lad. Stick around. Coventry, Borough and Millwall to go up. I don't think Borough do. I think it might well be Coventry and Millwall, and I think it's going to be Wrexham via the playoffs, you know. DJST makes sense. You love to talk about Arsenal. Who's on the back? Nobody's on the back. No, it was the season where Arshavin scored 4 against Liverpool. If you remember that, it's the yellow away kit with a little blue down the side, yellow, little red piping. Very nice, very tasteful. Daniel Cunningham, did you do a quiz key? I have, yeah, but we're nearly off for the second half, to be honest, mate. I switched over to watch Fulham and Southampton to see if there was a late winner or maybe a late bit of drama in this one, and it's very close to full time, and it is full time. There you go. Southampton make it through to the quarterfinals. Love it. Love that. James, you just mentioned Arsenal again, mate. That's the third. Have you broke your phone? You seem to be putting that in 5 or 6 times. Just mentioned Arsenal again, mate. I'll tell you, I think it's really lovely though, James, by the way, that you let your kid do your stencils on your arms. I think that's really, really, I like that. That's really nice. Lovely that. Well done, mate. LJSA says Arteta, Lego Head's going to bottle it again. Glorified Pulis. Mickey, Arsenal fans spam chats till people mention them and claim that we're obsessed. Well, listen, we're watching Celtic and Rangers. Port Vale leads Sunderland, 29 minutes in. And it's Ben Waine who's done it. Ben Waine, love it. Rebel, I fancy Bayern Munich to do well in the Champions League. Sorry, I can't see Bayern Munich doing it enough. They're too defensively in their midfield. It's just a little bit too lackadaisical for me. The attack's quite good though. Green Ting, how many cards do you think there'll be in the Rangers and Celtic game? Well, so far, I think there's only one, isn't there? There's only been one. 2, sorry. Scales and Diamond, yeah. Maybe another 2. CG, can we really say Salah is finished, though, if he has between 20 and 30 goal involvements? Listen, Salah will not do enough to please people for 400k a week. He's not... He's definitely had a fall off, and I think we can say that. But let's be honest, is he worth the 400k a week that we're paying? I don't think so. But we're not going to sell him either. That's the problem. We're not going to sell Mo Salah because we don't have anyone who will be interested in paying a fee for him, 1, and paying him massive wages, 2. So he's staying. He's staying. There's no way Mo Salah leaves. Mickey, Chelsea to win the Champions League and finish 6th with their new manager in January 2012 on repeat. Yeah, Roberto Di Matteo, wasn't it, that year? FCB says, would you consider me a regular? Of course, yeah. Rebel, I can see Salah going to Saudi at the end of the season. Do you think he's ready for that? Like, do you think in Salah's head, because this is the big question, in Salah's head, how good do you think Mo Salah thinks he is? Like, right now, he's probably one of the most... looks after himself really well. I don't think it'd be a surprise if Salah played till he was 40, like Ronaldo's doing. I think he could play till he's 40. He's very fit, doesn't miss a lot of games. So do you think he's ready to give up on his career in Europe at 33? No. He's still... I firmly believe in Mo Salah's mind. Whether it's reflective of reality or not is another question. But in Mo Salah's mind... I absolutely guarantee you, he believes he is amongst the very, very best players in the world. He believes that. And if he believes it, he ain't going anywhere. Daniel, I think this is Bayern's best attack since Robben and Ribery, but their midfield and defence is on the poor side. Yep. And Madhouse says 400k is a lot, but Salah is a Premier League legend. I'm sorry to say, he deserves more respect from fans. He's a legend, but all legends have to fall off at some point, don't they? And if I'm honest, I think he's... My issue is with Salah isn't necessarily his performances, because I think he could get back to maybe not his best, but this isn't Mo Salah what we're seeing right now. He's bang out of form. And we haven't seen that from him in the last, 10 years. So it's the first time we've really seen a dip from him. I think he could get back there again, where he's scoring regularly and being a real problem for opposition defences. He's a wonderful player. I don't think his legs have gone. I don't think that's really what's happening. I think his ego's bruised. I think his confidence is sapped. And when you see that in a player, it's astonishing just how much of an effect it can have on him. So... yeah, Mo Salah for me is not finished by any stretch of the imagination, and I don't think he believes that he is either. So you will almost... if there's one hill that I am prepared to die on, it's that Mo Salah will not be going to Saudi at all. Will not be going anywhere near it, I promise you. He isn't going to Saudi. James, he could go anywhere in Europe and play at the top level. No, James, come on. Who's going to pay a fee? Do you think someone would pay a fee for Mo Salah now? And 400k a week that he's on? No one would take that contract over. Real Madrid wouldn't. Barcelona wouldn't. Bayern Munich wouldn't. Inter and AC wouldn't. Manchester City wouldn't. Arsenal wouldn't. So who would? Who's going to take on PSG? Would PSG take him? They've got Dembele and Kvaratskhelia on the wings. They've got Doué. They don't need Mo Salah. I honestly, I don't see any team in Europe seriously taking him on, his wages, a transfer fee. He couldn't go in Europe and play at a team that could expect to be competing for the Champions League. That is the only team that will pay him the money he's on is us. That's it. And he could go to Saudi and earn big money, but he ain't going to do it because he don't believe that's where he is. He believes he is much, much better than Saudi. And I'll be honest, I agree with him. James, Salah looked happy v Wolves. That's a good sign. He was crap, though, against Wolves, wasn't he? Scored, but he was dreadful all game. CG says, I think Salah isn't getting the ball like he did in the old system, so now in a lot of games he looks average. He's getting a similar number of touches, though, mate. A similar number of touches, similar number of shots as he did last season. So, he is getting the ball. I'm not saying he's being left out of the side. He's playing as much as he was, just isn't doing it. Daniel, what's your thoughts on Gravenberch getting 280 a week? He has got it, hasn't he? He's got it. It's signed, and I think it's a really good thing for Liverpool and for him. I don't think it's excessive, though, do you? 280k a week is about right for Gravenberch. If you look at the rest of the Premier League. In a Premier League where Casemiro's on 350, Odegaard's on 250, Reinders is on 250, I think. Gravenberch's definitely 280. He's one of the best young centre mids in world football. I think you'd struggle to name 5 better, under 23, under 24 midfielders in world football. You would struggle. You maybe look at Camavinga and, Pedri, Neves. That's a yellow. That might be a yellow for Tunekti, I think, on Sterling, was it? Oh, he pulled out of it just at the last minute. Just pulled out of it. Interact, let's go again. Sorry, let's get the lineups going. Rebel, right, thoughts on Van Dijk, when is Leone back fit? Thoughts on Van Dijk? I don't know, but Van Dijk's fine. Van Dijk's a monster. Fine with Van Dijk. Leone's back next season, mate. Won't be playing again. This year, anyway. Jordan, I honestly think his legs have gone. He's more of a hindrance to your squad now. I think that's... I don't mean this in a nasty way, Jordan, but I think that's a lazy opinion from a lot of people saying that. It's the same thing with Arne Slot. When Liverpool had the bad run, everyone was saying, oh, he's lost the dressing room. That's the thing that a lot of people like to sort of ape, isn't it? They say it when it's a common thing. His legs have gone now. Player getting into his 30s, his legs have gone. Now, I'm not saying Mo Salah's at his best, and I don't think Mo Salah will ever get back to a level where he's scoring 30-plus Premier League goals. But I still think he can get back to a lot better than he is right now. This isn't the Mo Salah that we're seeing. Pookie says he's been asked this year. Caicedo's on 130. I know, but Luis Diaz was on 75. That's the contract he signed. Caicedo will be due a big upgrade, won't he, soon? Rangers, watch it out to play. Well done, good defending. Still 0-0 here. Chukwani's come on for Diamond at half-time, by the way. Casper, I'm not sure I follow, mate. Yeah, I'm not sure I follow. Jordan, he 100% could get back, but on his current form, he is a hindrance to use. We haven't got anyone else, though. That's the problem. And that's why we were never going to compete for the Premier League this year. We just haven't got anybody else in so many positions. We're so focused, so reliant on one player in so many positions that we don't have the bench. So yeah, Mo Salah's playing poorly. Oh, Rangers, big chance. Must be. How has he not got to that? That's dreadful from Rangers. That's shocking. So poor. FCB is Scottish on key. No, Scottish isn't on, mate. No, he's been poorly. He's away for a while. Rebel, Diaz shouldn't have been sold. No, I disagree. I think Diaz was the right thing to sell him, because we haven't got any way of offering him the sort of money he wanted. He wanted a big contract on 200, 300 grand, which he's got at Bayern, and he was 29. We weren't going to give him that. Brendan, even Salah of last season didn't have the pace of 4 or 5 years ago, so saying his legs have gone is very simplistic. Look at us, Brendan, getting on the same page with Mo Salah. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it nice? Shows that it's not total blind hatred. I have defended him a lot today. FCB, is he okay? I honestly, I'd love to say yes, but I honestly don't know, mate. We haven't seen him in a good while. I think the last time was maybe about a month ago. But he did say that he was poorly and he was going into hospital. Jordan says, sorry, but I think that's a lazy argument. When you spent 400 million in the summer, that's poor management. It is poor management from Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards. Yes, it is definitely poor management from those guys, because they've left us short in so many positions. The 400 million, we've not even had half of it, because obviously you look at Isak. Isak's been out injured most of the season. Leone's been out injured most of the season. Frimpong out injured most of the season. So it's if we'd have spent 400 million and had those players available, I think you'd see Liverpool a bit further up the table. Oh, unlucky roof of the net from Rangers, nearly 1-0. Madhouse, Key, are you more biased than Alistair McAllister? Alistair McAllister, I've never heard of him. Brendan, now get on board with the rest of the proper fans, Key. Slot out. I will not. Absolutely not. Pride of Merseyside, Slot will leave, I reckon, anyway. If Slot leaves, I'll feel so let down by the Liverpool fan base. I'll feel like we've massively shot ourselves in the foot, and yeah, just horrendous. Like I said, there's so many of our fans who've been cheering for us to lose games of football, and it's those fans who'll have won. if Slot leaves. The guy's in a magical time at the club. And he's done very, very well in really, really difficult circumstances that I don't think any other manager could have done any better, to be honest. Jordan, I just don't understand you going all out spending that much on Isak when you spent on Ekitike. It's fairly simple economics, Jordan. It's 2 strikers leave, 2 strikers in. Like that's pretty standard, surely. Do you not buy into that? Darwin Núñez leaves, Diogo Jota tragically passes away. 2 out, 2 in. Standard, isn't it? Riches up the Saints. Jordan, that money was needed elsewhere. I know, but it wasn't a choice of it was needed elsewhere, because we still had money to spend. We could have gone and we did try and sign Mark Gay after it, so we had money to spend. It wasn't a lack of money that stopped Liverpool not getting the signing over the line. We didn't sign him. So it's nothing at all to do with money. We needed 2 strikers, and we got 2. And they're 2 very good strikers. Prince Rupert, Alistair McAllister is a YouTube channel that does fake Scottish commentary on various moments in historic matches. Pretty funny. Oh, I have seen that. I just didn't know that was what he was called. Jane, I'm back. Key, good to see you, Jane. Brendan, I'm not slot out, only joking. A public apology to Salah on the pitch at the end of the season will do. Chapo, come on, Slot's being poor. Won with Klopp's team. Yeah, how did Klopp get on with that team, Chapo? How did he get on? Oh, chance must be off the line. Nearly 1-0 Rangers. Oh, so close. So close. Chapo won the league, didn't he? No, he didn't. No, mate, he finished 3rd. With that same team, he finished 3rd. Slot came in, didn't make a signing, and won the league with the same team that Klopp had finished 3rd with. So, go figure. Gets no credit, apparently, for winning the league title in his first season, even though no manager has done that while not making a single signing. No manager has done it with someone else's team. Casper, are you still here, mate? Are you still here? Waffling. D, what about Sunderland? Giant killing on the cards. Well, look, Southampton's already knocked Fulham out. Maybe Sunderland will get knocked out as well. Jane says Liverpool have been a bit weird this season. And Daniel, do you think the pundit priority should have been Gay, then go for Isak? I feel you went about the window in the wrong order. I don't think so, no. I think we needed Isak just as much as we needed Mark Gay. We desperately needed a centre-forward, and that's been proven this season. It has, hasn't it? We've created more chances than any other team in the league, and we haven't scored enough goals. If we had Alexander Isak, then one could assume that Liverpool would be a little bit further up the table, even if it's only maybe another 6 points or 9 points, whatever you think. But we'd be a little bit further up the table if we had Isak. And we don't, so that's where we are. We should have got a centre-back in. We didn't get a centre-back in. That's how it is. Chapo, so you think Slot is the man to carry on for Liverpool? I don't understand how anybody can think otherwise. I honestly, I have no idea how... Because as soon as you actually get into a discussion with someone, especially Liverpool fans, the whole argument falls in on itself. There is no logic in thinking Slot is the wrong man. Zero logic to it. Because the one question you just ask them, and they fall to bits. They absolutely fall to it. You say to them, so you think Slot should be sacked? And they go, yeah, shocking, absolutely shocking. And you're okay. So I assume then you think he should be getting better out of the players that we have. We finished 3rd in the Champions League. We're through to the FA Cup quarter-final, and we are 3 points off 3rd currently in the Premier League. So you think he should be doing better with the squad he has? Yes, he should. He should be doing loads better with it. Right, okay, let's accept those 2 points. You're saying he should be doing better with what he has. We should be higher at the table. Okay, fine. Do you think we have the squad to compete with Arsenal and City over a season? No. Right, okay. Do you think in the summer you're happy with the squad that we have? You maybe only want one or two new signings, just one or two will be fine, and give us a new manager. Let's say we do what you think. We sack Slot and we just bring in a new manager. We bring Xabi in because everyone wants Xabi, don't they? We get Xabi Alonso in. Give him the squad that we have now. Just give him one or two new signings, and he'll have us competing with City and Arsenal next year. Yeah, yeah. No, of course not. Every time you ask a Liverpool fan, they all say, no, of course not. We need about 8 or 9 new signings in the summer. Oh, this squad. Oh, it's dreadful. It's a dreadful squad. But you want us better than 3 points off third. And in the FA Cup quarter-final and third in the Champions League. You want us better than that. You're talking out your ass. You are talking out your ass. Gamer Guru got to wonder how big of an impact losing Jota in the way they did affected the team. Very true. Pride of Merseyside says, to be honest, Nunes or Diaz missing about 20 chances in the last 3 months in Klopp's last season didn't help. Chapo, but you all Arsenal rubbish and you're defending champions. Right, I don't understand the point you're making, Chapo. That doesn't make any sense, mate. Celtic are all over the shop here. They are. Celtic struggling. Celtic struggling. It's another yellow card for Romans, by the way. Kvankara's just come on for Tunekti, and Oxlade-Chamberlain's come on for McCowan. MUFC says, I've been seeing Liverpool fans saying Salah is better than Prime Rooney. What's your opinion? It's different positions, mate. You can't really compare. It's like saying Petr Cech's better than Prime Ashley Cole. You can't really have the argument unless they're in the similar position. Matthew, do you think McAllister stays in the league if you goes? No, I don't think so. But Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's down here now. Chapo, you call Arsenal rubbish, yet you say you can't compete. Those two things aren't related, Chapo. Those two things aren't related. And I haven't called Arsenal rubbish. So, yeah, those words have never left my mouth. I said that Arsenal were a poor side to watch, and they are a poor side to watch. And we didn't win the league last season because the team has completely changed. It's a completely different team. Come on, Rangers, says Andrew Kelleher. Pookie Snackenberger ranked the top 5 new signings this season. Xhaka's number 1. That's by a country mile, I think Xhaka's number 1. After that, it's quite. I mean, they've all kind of done generally quite well, haven't they? After that, like people were talking about the worst new signings, like Xavi Simons and Gyökeres for large parts of the season's not done brilliantly, and Isak's obviously a bad signing I think Isak's a bad sign in the sense that it's 130 million. It's going to take him a year to actually have an impact because, but it's his injury record which has put him out. It's not anything to do with his ability. So maybe you could look at Isak and say 130 million is the worst one for a player who's not really played this season. Chapo, you do nothing but hate on Arsenal. We're literally watching Rangers and Celtic right now, Chapo. Right at this moment in time, we're watching Rangers and Celtic. We're watching AC Milan Inter Milan tonight. West Ham against Brentford tomorrow. Tuesday, Liverpool Galatasaray. Tuesday night, Barcelona against Newcastle. Like, none of those games involve Arsenal. We'll be watching and we'll be talking about those teams. So, again, it could be that I hate him, or it could be that maybe you're a little bit self-obsessed. Could be that. Just a thought. Might be an outside chance. Swifty, finally United have had a seemingly good summer window. Yeah, and Burmo's been a good signing. Sesko, I think, will prove to be in time. Joe, Sunderland losing to bottom of League One. And James says, I'm an Arsenal fan and we are not a poor team to watch, in my opinion. I think many Arsenal fans would agree with you, Jane, but there's quite a lot of Arsenal fans who would also say that you are a very poor side to watch and it's quite boring. Brendan, Newcastle or Villa would be the only viable option for McAllister, but think he would see that as going backwards. Delap's been brilliant too. Rangers ball in. Cleared away. Ryan Spurrier, hey up mate, good to see you live again. Good to see you too, Ryan. How's things, mate? How's the game been, Julius? It's not been great. It's not been vintage. It was 2-2 last week in the Old Firm, and I think this, you can probably file this one in the category of both teams are a little bit afraid to lose. Is that fair to say? Celtic fans, Rangers fans in the chat, do you think this one's one of those where it's a bit of a... Yeah, I don't know. Is it a difficult one to call because of just how much is riding on it? The Rangers are not really flowing. Celtic can't really get the foot on the ball. Possession-wise, if you look at it, 55% to Rangers, 45% to Celtic. Neither side, we are 63 minutes in here, neither side have had a shot on target so far. No shots on target in the game so far. We've had one goal disallowed, and it was rightly disallowed for an offside, but that's it. That's all that's been going on in the game. It's been quite a poor spectacle so far. Shuggy, Celtic fan here, and I knew it would be poor seeing the lineup. But even Rangers have dropped quite a few, haven't they? Andy, does anyone else get why there is a whole weekend just for the FA Cup but no Premier League games? Yes, I think, isn't it because of the fact that they are trying to protect the FA Cup and not make it like a, you know, like the League Cup, for example. There's Premier League games on the same day as the League Cup final, but they're trying to keep the FA Cup sort of sacrosanct. So that makes sense, I guess, but, you know. CG says, Arsenal fans genuinely won't care if they bag the league and perhaps another cup. No, of course they won't. Of course they won't. Rebel says, nobody talking about Semenyo, best signing of the season in my opinion. Could well be. Yeah, Semenyo's up there. Maybe Gay will be up there. Depends if City go on and win the league, of course, or win the Champions League or something other, you know, big this season. They could still win. Could still win the quad, couldn't they? They're on for all four. Jane, are we going to do a quiz? No, not during the game, no. We will do tonight, though, for the AC Milan Inter Milan game. Demon Gooner, Pep invented efficiency ball and dark arts rotation fouls were just more efficient than anyone else. That's fair enough, yeah. I'd probably agree with that. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Student of Pep. Football on rails almost, but maybe a little bit more to the nth degree of that. Gassama's about to come on for Skov Olsen, I think. This is a good move from Rangers, a little bit more positive. Swifty, City and United bought Premier League proven. We knew what they were getting. Yeah. Yeah, Liverpool went out and spent big on sort of kids from abroad, mostly, wasn't it? Luis Felipe Ortez Aragon without goals. No goals. Still 0-0. No shots on target either. Yeah. No shots on target either. Prince Rupert, is Schmeichel injured? I don't know, actually. I think he might have been dropped. I don't know. Sinisalo's in net, and he's not on the bench, Schmeichel, so I don't know. Maybe he's injured. Maybe he's been dropped. I'm not sure. Frosinone 1, Sampdoria 0. That's a good result. As if they've pinched it late on. What an absolutely unbelievable game that is. I'm so gutted. Karlsruhe have beat Dresden in the German second Bundesliga 4-3. 98th minute winner from Karlsruhe. Unbelievable. Joe says, not too bothered about yesterday's results. They are strong favourites for the Cup, and playing with 10 men on Wednesday for the majority would have took a lot out of us. yeah. I did think City were the better side yesterday, even after you went in front. It's Eddie Howe saying after the game, isn't it, that your season now hinges on the Barcelona tie, which kind of suggests that he doesn't think you can get Europe via the league, which is probably a fair assessment, to be fair, but it's saying that the Newcastle season hinges entirely on that Barca tie, and I don't think it's a positive one. Dynamo Dresden, eh? Talk about a hipster club. Love the Bundesliga too. Brilliant. Hertha have pinched it as well late on against Preußen Munster. City were all over him. Yeah, City played well. City deserved it. Tonali seems to be edging for the exit, though. There's quite a few Newcastle players who are, I think, yeah. Tonali will be one. Wouldn't be that surprising if Voltemada moves on as well, given the fact that he's now being played in midfield. I don't really understand why Eddie Howe's putting him there, to be honest. I think Livramento to City looks possible. Maybe Lewis Hall as well. So, yeah, there might be a bit of a fire sale going on in the summer. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Ryan, who would you hope to have in the draw, Key? Chelsea. I want Chelsea. I want it rolled back to the days when we used to play Chelsea like 5 times a season, because we have got them in the Champions League, I think, in the quarterfinals. We'll probably play Chelsea in the quarters, because I think they'll beat PSG over 2 legs, and I think we'll beat Galatasaray over 2 legs. So we've got Chelsea, and they will, I think in the FA Cup, I think we'll do them. Rebel says, don't know what's going on at Newcastle, but in my opinion, they should be doing better. They're having a bit of a bad time, Newcastle. They are having a bad time. Question is, could another manager do better? And that's the ultimate question, isn't it? Whether or not someone other than Eddie Howe should be doing a better job. Ryan, if it's Chelsea, that'll be an interesting game, as both teams aren't at the best right now. Well, you say that, but Liverpool have won, 7 out of our last 9? We're not playing terribly. Chelsea, probably a little bit less good performance-wise. I don't know. I think we're probably in decent form at the minute, Liverpool. Picking up decent results anyway. 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 5. The thing is, Newcastle are so rich. Why don't they spend crazy money? They can't. That's it. They're hamstrung. They're tied by the rules. Chelsea are an easy win, says Gamer Guru. Prince Rupert says the classic Liverpool v Chelsea. 0-0 at full time. Liverpool win on pens. Yes. Up the Teddy Bear, says Grant McKay. Good to see you, Grant. And Daniel Cunningham, Tonali or Bruno will be gone in the summer, I reckon. Tonali looks certain to leave, doesn't he? Casper, City don't follow the rules. Well, they have done so far. They've got charges, but they've not actually been proven guilty of anything. And think that maybe Newcastle are watching to see exactly what the outcome is of that City case. Because if City get found not guilty on the big charges, then, Newcastle might look at it and go, all right, okay. Michael, what's the score? The score is Rangers 0, Celtic 0, 70 minutes on the clock. Pride of Merseyside, how good was Stones, though, yesterday? Hadn't played for months before yesterday and locked up the Newcastle attack. It's just, John Stones is a Rolls Royce defender. I don't think necessarily it's even his defensive work his defensive work's brilliant, top class, but the way that he carries the ball, he could play as a midfielder, he could play as a number 10, John Stones. He's so good on the ball. Like, he is the definitive modern centre-back. I would actually go as far as saying I think Van Dijk and John Stones together would be my favourite all-time Premier League centre-back pairing. If we could find a way to get Van Dijk and Stones together at their peak, you're not getting past them. So good. Defensively resilient, but also like an absolute cheat code going forward. Ilanga's had a poor season. He has to make the worst signings list. Yeah, Ilanga would be up there too. John Stones doesn't get the appreciation he deserves. Yep, true enough. Money can't buy you Stones. And Joel says because City didn't have FFP rules at the beginning of their takeover. And I thought Newcastle was going to become top dogs when they got the rich owners. I thought they were going to buy the best, but no. Yeah, it is just FFP, as Joel's saying there, mate. Their wrists are tied by it, to be honest. Lil Rich, Van Dijk over the likes of Terry, Vidic, Adams, etc. Yeah, mate, Van Dijk's better than all three of them. And to be honest, again, I think there's a lot of former Premier League attackers who have said that to that effect as well. Like, Virgil van Dijk is maybe the best centre-back who's ever lived. Like, you can go that strong on him. He's unbelievable. He hasn't got a weakness in his game. And he's so, like, ever-present as well. Like, the guy's 34. Rio Ferdinand was cacking it at QPR at this point. He was looking dreadful at QPR. Virgil van Dijk's just won a league title. Nemanja Vidic was basically in retirement zone in Italy. Ams Gunners for Life says, no doubt Van Dijk is the best I've seen, to be honest. Lil Rich says, best centre-back who ever lived. Surely that's a joke. It's not a joke. No, not at all. Like I said, it's quite a popular opinion, but it's mine. I'm quite happy to vouch for it. Other people will have theirs, and that's fine. But no, Virgil van Dijk's absolutely worth a shout for the best ever. To be fair, I think Maldini said something to that effect, didn't he? Maldini said he could well be. Different class. Andrew Kelleher says Virgil van Dijk was the best, but is fading now, right? Well, he's fading because of his age, but I still think he's the best defender in the world right now, at this moment in time. I think the problem he's had this season is he's made quite a few errors this season because he's literally being expected to play every minute of every game, 3 games a week, then go into the internationals and starting for Holland. He's a machine. The guy's an absolute machine. You know, and you look at, like, all the other players who you say, well, Van Dijk's not the best centre-back in the world. It's this fella. Yeah, they get a rest. They get taken out of the side. They get to go and have a little minute, a few games, you know, where they just get to rest and chill out. Yeah, Van Dijk didn't get that. Mark J, Paul McGrath, better than Van Dijk, and he was usually drunk and had no knees. Paul McGrath was a good centre-back. Yeah, he was a good centre-back, but I wouldn't have had him anywhere near Van Dijk. Ams Gunners for Life, watch them all, and for me, he's head and shoulders above them all. Lil Rich, Thiago Silva at 36 won the Champions League, won everything there is to win, club and international level. And Thiago Silva was very good too. Yeah, Thiago Silva was brilliant as well. But he wasn't as good as Van Dijk. There's lots of brilliant centre-backs, but he wasn't as good as Van Dijk. Red Rebellion says Virgil played every Premier League game under Klopp. All this nonsense about resting players when every manager has a regular starting 11. not nonsense to rest players, mate, especially when they're 34, for fuck's sake. It's not nonsense. You need to rest players. Am's Gunners for life. Italian centre-backs from back in the day is the closest to him, especially Maldini and Nesta, I would say. Nesta was great, yeah. To be honest, you could go back, like, you know, it was a different game, wasn't it? It was a different game because they didn't have to play against... They weren't playing the sort of high lines that Van Dijk plays now. Like John Terry, for example. John Terry played in a different era, and he played in a very defensive Chelsea side, and he also had Makelele screening in front of him. Van Dijk's not got that. You know, this is why it's not. You're not comparing apples with apples. It's tough. It's very tough. Red Rebellion says Klopp did not rotate out Mane, Salah, Firmino, Henderson, Trent, or Robbo. No, but then they also had moments where they had time out the side, didn't they? Mane had you know, a couple of months out here and there. Trent was always out injured. Robbo had a couple of spells out injured. You know, some players are just machines, and he was able to drop on them fitness-wise. He was able to play them a lot, but at their peak they were brilliant. But yeah, we never had the bench to rest and rotate them. I think that was the problem as well. It was almost by necessity rather than choice. We didn't really have the bench. We had a fantastic... At that point, we had the best 11 in football, but we never had a great bench. That's kind of been Liverpool's problem for a long time. Gin Terry was playing against way better strikers. Yeah, but you could also say Van Dijk's playing against way better wingers. Like, Van Dijk's had to play against... That's an evolution of football. It's not that strikers are now shit. It's that the best strikers are now wingers. That's what's happened in football. That's been the evolution over the last 15 years. The centre forwards are a dying trade, really. Look around the world. Look at the best centre forwards around the world. There's not many of them. It's not many. They're all, you know, once you get past Harry Kane and Haaland, you've got, you know, Isak, Ekiti, you've got a young sort of growing crop of decent strikers, but there's no one who's like Lewandowski or, you know, no one like that. No one like that. All the best attackers are now wingers. You've got Lamine Yamal, you've got, you know, Doué, you've got Kvaratskhelia, you've got, you know, Salah previously. All the best wingers, you know, Messi and Ronaldo in Van Dijk's era. So... yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just look at it and think, well, you know, it's just an evolution of how football is now. It's wingers. You have to worry about two wingers rather than one centre forward or two centre forwards. Andrew says Rangers 15 shots, 3 on target. Now Celtic just 1 shot. Well, but in the 81st minute, there's still not been a shot on target in this entire game. Not a shot on target in the entire game. Lil Rich, what better wingers has he played against? Messi? Ronaldo? Cristiano Ronaldo he's played against in Champions League finals. Vinicius? Yeah, how long have you got? All the best wingers. I think there's better wingers now because they're all inside forwards. They're not wingers anymore. They're inside forwards effectively. All the best wingers then were usually in a 4-4-2. In like the mid noughties, they were all in a 4-4-2 in a lot of the time. Whereas kind of the last 10 years or so, it's evolved into more 4-3-3s and, you know, one centre forward, two attacking wingers. Swifty, surely the South Americans will produce a world-class striker again soon. You'd think so, but I don't know, you know. Jambo says game's been shite, but the tackles have been minted. Am's Gunners says Terry's the biggest fraud. I'm telling you, his partners and DM were some of the best around at the time. Yeah, for me, I'd put Carvalho ahead of John Terry, if I'm dead honest. Or Celtic giving the ball away. Rangers driving into the area. CG, have Celtic seriously had no shots? They've had no shots and no shots on target. So not even a single shot in anger in the entire 81 minutes. Rangers have had 4 shots, but again, none on target. There have been 10 corners in the game, 4 yellow cards. It's been a really disappointing game, yeah. Daniel says, so wingers, that's more of the fullbacks problem then, not the centre-backs. No, that's not the case, because if you think about it now, fullbacks aren't fullbacks either, are they? Fullbacks are usually a lot further forward, starting position, usually beyond the halfway line, sometimes inverted. So fullbacks have a different role now. So centre-backs are often more exposed, and it's usually the centre-backs who deal with the wingers. They have to split. That's why split centre-backs is a thing, isn't it? For me, Cavani was better than Suarez too. Cavani was better than Suarez. I've never heard that. Never heard that expression. But hey, to each their own, Swifty. Gamer Guru says Van Dijk is centre-back, so the left-back and right-back have more to deal with when it comes to wingers before it gets to Virgil. No, I disagree. I disagree, because nearly always, where are wingers running? What do all wingers get taught to do? Get between the full-back and the centre-back. You know, it's... wingers are getting in the box far more. They're not putting balls into the box, wingers. They're driving into the area. And if they're driving into the area, they encounter the centre-backs. Foxy, South America producing talent in almost every country. The issue is they leave to Europe too soon and then don't actually get the game time that they need. That's a big problem. If you look at like Kendry Paez, I think Kendry Paez is not going to maybe fulfil the potential a lot of people thought he had. Timothy says 10 yellows. That's disappointing for the old firm terms. Still 0-0 Ronaldo, yeah. Dr. Wright, which one do you support, Brev? Neither. I'm just enjoying the game. It's very difficult to at the minute because it's 0-0 and it's been a difficult watch, to be honest. He started off his centre-back partners, Desailly, then Gallas, then Carvalho, then Ivanovic. List goes on and on. Yeah, he has done. He's certainly benefited from some really, really talented centre-back partners. Daniel, in possession, yeah, they'd be further forward, but out of possession, they're just full-backs in line with the centre-backs. Again, you know, for me, we're splitting hairs. Ultimately, we're getting to the point of the argument is that Van Dijk has benefited from being in a better era because he doesn't have to deal with the strikers that Terry did. That was the argument made. I'm saying that's just an evolution of football because there's no strikers available anywhere in football now. Teams are only playing with one centre-forward, and they're not really, in a vast majority of cases, actually the big threat for teams. It's the wingers. The wingers are the issue, and have been for the last 10 years. A lot of the top scorers in leagues across Europe have been the wide players, and it's because they play as inside forwards. So that's, you know, you can say, well, Van Dijk doesn't have to deal with the centre forwards. Well, yeah, but he's got to contend with the wingers. There's still people getting in the box. There's still people scoring lots and lots of goals. They're just from different areas now. The challenges are slightly different. I also think that Van Dijk deals with problems that Terry never had to deal with in terms of a high line, in terms of not having a six screen things for him. He's got a lot less protection, Van Dijk. He's literally doing a lot of it on his own. And I think that's the difference. That's the difference for me. Stacey, I really hope this is not cheeky. I do apologise. Would I be able to put my link to my Just Giving page to help me raise money for Alzheimer's Society? Of course you can, Stacey. No, absolutely. Yeah, please do. In fact, yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if we can pin it. If you put the comment in, Stacey, we can pin it. Of course, absolutely. Put the comment in and we'll pin it. Absolutely. Stuart says, Key, what's your predictions for Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup and Champions League? Arsenal Prem. Arsenal Prem. City FA Cup. City League Cup. Liverpool Champions League. There you go. Rick's game's rigged for those who went BTTS. Stacey, thank you. I was so nervous in asking. Oh God, no! Don't be silly, lovely. That's a really lovely thing, and no, really, thank you. You should absolutely let me put it in the chat. I'll pin it. We'll pin it, and we'll ask the chat if they wish to, if they're able to, if they wish to have a look at it, and yeah, happy to do it. We'll do it for tonight as well if you're around for the Milan game. Yeah, happy to. And well done you. Lil Rich, he literally had Fabinho screening him, though. Mate, Fabinho is not in the same realm as Makelele. That is not the same, or Essien. He's maybe a little bit closer to Essien, but he's not. Fabinho had a completely different role in that team. Makelele had one job. Literally one job. Win the ball back, give it off. That wasn't Fabinho. Fabinho was actually quite advanced a lot of the time. Darren, hope it's 120 minutes of hard toil for them both. Come on, the Arts. The old Jam Tarts will be loving this, won't they? Jin, that smirk says it all. Liverpool for the Champions League. Hey, why not? Worst Liverpool teams have won Champions Leagues, Jin. Much, much worse. Much, much worse. We'll have to beat Chelsea and Manchester City over 2 legs to get there. But then I think we'll play Arsenal or Barcelona in the final. And on a one-off game, I think we can beat both. But we already have beat Arsenal once this season. And we've beat Real Madrid once this season. So don't see why we can't beat Barcelona once this season. So yeah, I do. I think we'll play Chelsea over 2 legs. We'll play City over 2 legs. And assuming we get past them, which, again, worst Liverpool teams have gone through. Don't see why not. All the English clubs are beatable. All the other clubs are. Real Madrid have been shocking. They've been absolutely shocking. CG says that's Celtic to win and mock the crap out of the Gers fans by singing Simply the Best or Bye Bye Rangers. Rebel MC says that Leicester team that won the league was someone else. Look at Leicester now. Feel bad for him. Stacey, I've just put it in. Hope I've done it right. Yes, I'll be watching later. Let me see. I can't find it. You just put it in the chat. Have you actually put it in the chat? Why can't I see it? Let me see if I can see it. If I can see it, I can pin it. Stacey, I can't see it. Have you actually put it in the chat? Yeah, I can't see it, Stacey. Sorry. If you can put it back in the chat, I'll pin it. PSG will be tough. They just switch it on. Ryan says, I think Barcelona will be good this year in the Champions League. Well, Barcelona we're doing on Tuesday night at St. James's Park. I'm going to be live for Liverpool, Galatasaray first. And then it's at Galatasaray. Galatasaray, Liverpool, then Newcastle against Barcelona. That's our Tuesday night. Wednesday, we're doing Arsenal, Leverkusen, followed by City, Real Madrid. So, we'll see. We shall see. Foxy, for me, Makelele doesn't get the credit he deserves. Literally a role named after him in that Real Madrid side. They had no defence, depended on Makelele breaking everything down. He was quality. Yeah, brilliant player, Claude Makelele. He's not. Do you know what? And again, I think Kante was fantastic at that sort of a thing as well. But Makelele was just. He was the OG, and I think he was miles better. Le Bababois. How many times a week do these two clubs play each other? Well, they've played each other twice in the last 7 days. There's only 90 seconds or so left. 30 seconds or so left, sorry. In this one. And I think it is probably going to go to extra time. Kante was someone else. He was wicked. Stacey, I'll do it again now. Yeah, go on, Stacey. Put it in. We'll pin it. Swifty, I'm not sure. Kante had the engine to cover the work of two midfielders. Do you know who else was really good as well at doing that sort of a thing with Deschamps? Didier Deschamps, the water carrier for France. Another Chelsea midfielder. William Ewing says 1-0 to Rangers. You're thinking so? Well, it's 0-0 so far. And I think it's going to go to extra time. Am's Gunners for Life says, can't believe my hometown Hearts are actually going to win the league. Well, it is. There you go. Full time. We're going to be going to extra time. Extra time at Ibrox. Could it go to pens, this? I think it might actually be going to penalties the way it's looking. Right. Extra time at Ibrox. Rangers 0, Celtic 0. It's been a really tough watch. No shots on target for either team. We've had 13 corner kicks though. Lots of chances to score, just not quite the goals that I thought we might get. Stuart says, if only Scottish football was as exciting as Scottish rugby, this would be a classic. CG, is it extra or straight to pens? It's extra time, then maybe penalties if it's still level. Key, if you could play for any football club, can't be any Prem, can't be Prem, but who would it be? If I could play for any club, but it couldn't be a Premier League side. Probably Betis. Yeah, Betis, because then I'd get to live in Seville. And it's beautiful. It's my favourite place in the world. Timothy says, Deschamps, the worst midfielder that was supposed to be world class I've seen in a Chelsea shirt. I mean, to be fair, by the time he got to Chelsea, like a lot of players in that era, he was already kind of past it. But at Juventus, he was different class. He was wonderful, Deschamps. Deschamps, Zidane, Davids, Conte. Just fantastic. You lot need Isak back for the Champions League, though. Well, apparently Isak's back at the end of this month. Yes, at the start of April, I think they've said he should be back in the side. So, fingers crossed. Foxy, Redondo, of course. Yeah, Redondo, one of my favourite players for Real Madrid. Just a shame injuries ruined it for him at Milan. His son plays for Elche. I've seen that, yeah. Thoughts on Angulo? Angulo... Which Angulo are we talking about? Miguel Angel Angulo. It's the only Angulo I know. Del Piero, of course, yeah. Del Piero, Trezeguet, Bierhoff, Ravanelli, Vialli, Inzaghi. Inzaghi's mine. That's my guilty Serie A pleasure, is Filippo Inzaghi. Chemi 93, who is going to win Atletico v Tottenham? Atleti. Yeah. Well, no, do you know what? No, I think Tottenham might see the Champions League as like, this is how we salvage our season. So maybe they will. Am's Gunners for Life, so all names thrown, but no Vieira's name. Well, I mean, Vieira was only in Serie A briefly at the start of his career, and then towards the end of his career, wasn't he? Yeah, no, I wouldn't consider Vieira like a Serie A player, but Vieira was very good. Yeah, he was a very good player. Right, Tavernier about to come on for Rangers, just a little bit of experience. The skipper entering the fray. That Juventus side used to be fantastic, and CG Atletico always find a way. Yeah. Good cup side as well, Atleti at the minute. Stuart says, how will Liverpool get Isak and Ekatike in the same side? Can one play the Salah role, as he must be on his way out this summer? No, Salah won't be going anywhere, mate. The way that we get Ekatike and Isak in the same side is that we have probably Ekatike off the left, or we play them in a 4-4-2 with a box midfield. We've already done that this season, and we've been very effective with it. So we played with Salah off the right, Wirtz in that sort of number 10 position, and then Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister just behind him. No Salah. Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister just behind him in a 3, with Wirtz in the 10, and then Isak and Ekatike is like a double prong attack. But it was a 4-4-2 box midfield, which is what Palace play, to be honest. Palace have always played with a box midfield under Glasgow and done very well there. So that's how we get Ekatike in. We probably drop our wingers and we push our fullbacks up much higher. It's probably the only way I see it working. And to be honest, we did that, and our best performances this season have been with Ekatike and Isak in the side. Frankfurt away, Spurs away was really good. Wirtz, Ekatike scored the first, Wirtz set up the second for Isak to score the winner. So it was just starting to click, and Isak broke his leg. Am's Gunner says, think Arnold will be heading back this summer. No, Alexander Arnold, I think he will be coming back to the Prem, but not to Liverpool. I think he's far more likely to end up at City. Foxy says, Deschamps one of those players that people don't really notice. I don't think he was terrible at Chelsea either. Valuable experience and won the FA Cup. Julius, would you sell Gakpo? No. No, I'd keep Cody Gakpo. I just wouldn't have him as our starting left winger next season. He's been let down a little bit this season, Cody Gakpo, and Arne Slot, because he's had to play every minute of every game. We've had nobody else we can put in. Rebel, Liverpool need to try and keep Szoboszlai. Again, if he goes, I'm not that bothered. I'm really not that bothered. I'd like to keep him. But if he goes, I won't lose any sleep over it. I think he does stay, to be honest. But, yeah, if he wants to leave, I honestly wouldn't lose that much sleep over it. There's better players left Liverpool. Elliot Anderson to replace Maka, Baleba to replace Endo. Baleba to replace Endo? Think Baleba will accept a role on the bench where he plays 4 times a season? Somehow I don't see it. Well, Liverpool aren't going to pay 100 million quid for a guy who never comes off the bench. Ball whipped in. Rangers cleared away by Celtic. Doob, he walks into your team. Who walks into our team? Ryan, what game are you watching? Rangers Celtic, mate. 0-0. 0-0 currently, and we haven't had a shot on target. We're in extra time, and we haven't had a shot on target all game. Derby have been poor. Oh, what's going on? Still Port Vale 1, Sunderland 0, by the way. Whoever gets Anderson or Tonali this summer will do well. I'm not that bothered about Tonali. Like, I think he's a decent player, but again, I think he gets a lot more praise than he maybe is deserving of. Pride of Merseyside says, Key, we need 2 6s. What do you mean? Are we going to play with 2 6s? We don't play 2 6s. Gravenberch and Sobersley will 100% play, as will Wirtz. So if they're fit, they start. You're not going to get 2 number 6s. McAllister goes. I think McAllister and Jones go, and I think there's a real possibility that we bring in like another Endo type signing, like a late 20s sort of like United, like Arsenal getting Christian Norgard maybe. Yeah. Like Arsenal getting Christian Norgard was one. Let me try, Stacey. I'll have a look for you now. I don't know if I've spelt your name right. Oh, got it. I've got you. Right, perfect. Oh, well done. Is that the one, Manchester Marathon? Right, perfect. Stacey, I've got you. Here we go. Let me put a link in the chat. Let's get a link. Share. Copy link. Oh, I've tried to put a nice little message in, but it won't let me because the chat's... Right, here we go. Right, there you go. That should work now. Replace pinned message. There you go. Stacey, you have... yeah, well, hopefully, I really, really hope you fly past the target. Well done. And good luck with the Manchester Marathon. Rather you than me, Stacey. I'm 40 and shit with these things. That's okay. No, listen, that's brilliant. There you go. So we've got you. It's the pinned message in the chat, everyone. So, yeah, if you do want to help donate to Stacey's Alzheimer's Society fundraising page, she's running the Manchester Marathon. Good luck to her. And, yeah, the link is in the chat. Stuart, if Arteta doesn't win a trophy this season, should he be sacked? Should he? Yes. Will he? No. Who signs McAllister? Nah, McAllister's not... McAllister. I'd like McAllister to go, but I don't think he will. Villarreal beat Elche 2-1. Still 0-0 here. Port Vale 1-0 up against Sunderland with 15 minutes left. Joe, absolute scenes if Port Vale managed to win. You'll be bouncing if they manage to win. Ball punched away by Sinisalo. Rangers recycle it. Still no shot on target. I've never known an Old Firm to go this long. In fact, you know what? I tell a lie. I have. We've watched 2 Old Firms on this channel, and both of them finished 0-0. Ball over. Big chance this for Rangers. Must be. Oh, it's shocking defending. Shocking finishing from Chimiti. Good defending. Shocking finishing. Oh, he's so poor, that, from Rangers. Chimiti's in. He's got all the time in the world. It's going wide anyway, that. Thought he got cleared off the line. Jane, is this the second leg? It's not the second leg. It's the tie. There's no legs in Scottish Cup quarterfinals. It's just the quarterfinal. It's at Ibrox, and there's maybe 15 minutes left. Well, 20 minutes left. Ball whipped in. Oh, and there it is! Rangers 1-0. They've scored. Rangers are in front. Finally, we get a shot on target in this game, and finally it's a goal. Good grief. Is this one going to get disallowed, though? Celtic had a goal disallowed in the first half. I can't see this one. It's the most scrappy goal ever. It's just bounced in off Fernandez's arm, chest, I don't know. But it's the scrappiest goal ever. The ball gets whipped in off the corner. Everyone misses it. It falls down at the far post, and someone kicks it, and it just looks like it bounces in off Fernandez's torso. I don't know. We might have to look back at it, but it's there. It's Rangers 1, Celtic 0. Let's see. Yeah, I think that might be ruled out, you know. I think that might be ruled out. I think that could be ruled out, you know. Yeah, it's going to be chalked off. There you go. 2 teams getting goals chalked off tonight. It's his hand. It's literally his hand. Do you know what? I'm amazed. I'm actually amazed that he had the gall to run away and, like, celebrate and be like, yeah, get in there. Mate, you've literally punched that into the net. You've punched it in. It's going to get chalked off. It's going to get chalked off, and it has been chalked off. There you go, Rangers 0, Celtic 0. So we've still not had a shot on target in this game. 2 shots, 2 goals, both ruled out for offside. And one ruled out for offside, 1 ruled out for handball. So now it's back to 0-0. Still no goals, still no shots on target. Okay. Oh... Listen, we'll be live tonight. Maybe we'll get a better game for the AC Milan, Inter Milan, Derby della Madonnina in Serie A. Big game in Serie A tonight. AC are 10 points behind Inter. They have to win that one. So hopefully there will be a win tonight and goals in the Milan derby. I'll be live again at about 7 o'clock-ish. So... Again, if you enjoyed these watch-alongs, if you want to watch along with us tonight for Inter Milan against AC Milan, then hit the like button, make sure you've subscribed. But only if you enjoy it. Only if you like it. If you don't, that's not your thing. Stay away from it. But so far, it's been a thoroughly disappointing performance from Celtic. Nygren's just gone off for Paolo Bernardo. Every time I've watched Celtic this year, Nygren scored. So that's an interesting change when they're needing a goal. Will your favourite Sunderland player very nearly scored, Key? Who's my favourite Sunderland player? And Jaden Magoma comes in for Romans. Romans was on a yellow card, so Magoma coming in. A couple of changes just to freshen things up for both sides, maybe as we end up in the... as we go into the second half of extra time. It's almost certainly heading to pens, isn't it? It's definitely going to penalties, this one. Ollie Marley, what games are you doing this week? This week, mate, I'm doing West Ham against Brentford tomorrow, and I'm doing the FA Cup draw just before it. So FA Cup draw, West Ham Brentford tomorrow. Tuesday, Galatasaray Liverpool, then Newcastle Barcelona. Wednesday, Leverkusen Arsenal at 5:45, then Real Madrid Man City. Thursday, we're doing Lille against Aston Villa, followed by Crystal Palace against Larnaca. And then on Friday, Wrexham against Swansea in the Championship. So, should do, lots of good games. And then on the weekend, Arsenal against Everton, followed by West Ham against Manchester City. So, we'll be watching both teams in title action. Oh, nearly a goal there for Chimiti. And then on Sunday, Man United against Aston Villa, followed by Liverpool against Tottenham. So that's this week's games. All doing live watch-alongs every day on Premier League Dad. If you enjoy watching with us, then hit the like, hit the subscribe, and you'll watch along with us for those games. George Pillen says, in my opinion, Scales' goal should have stood. Why? No, he was offside, mate. Come on, he was miles offside. He was offside. Stuart says, what time's the FA Cup draw? Apparently it's 7:05. Tony Peters, come on Celtic. And Madhouse straight to pens, I hope. Rebel says, is that a Lazio top in yellow behind you? It is indeed, yeah. Lazio top. The old Cheerio Lazio top. Marcelo Salas and Veron. It's on TV, Wrexham Swansea. I fancy Wrexham to win that in the Welsh derby. Yeah, it should be a good game, that one. Right. Lens 3, Mets 0. We're very close to half-time in the first half of extra time. Always wanted that top. It's lovely. It's really nice. Yeah, see if I can get it. Crespo was in this as well, wasn't he? I'm sure Crespo did this. Crespo in this one. Yeah, there you go. Nice top. Cheerio, Puma. Lovely. Right, half-time. Spencer, is it true that Ryan and Rob commentating on that game? Yes, it is, yeah. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhaney are commentating on the Wrexham v Swansea game for Sky Sports, which, I'll be honest, I mean, I don't know how that passes the bias test. I'm not sure if I was a Swansea fan, I would be loving the idea that Rob McElhaney and Ryan Reynolds will be commentating on the game involving me, but yeah, it is happening, I believe. Okay, 104, 59, stop. Rebel, I need to get my tops on display. You should do it, yeah. Stuart says, Key, you're doing well staying awake with this game. It's a tough watch. It is a tough watch, but we've got, something to cling on to. There's got to be a penalty shootout maybe in a minute. That'll be a good laugh. DS says, do you give us a chance against PSG? No, sorry. Do I give us... Hang on a minute. Do you give us a chance against PSG? Oh, you're a Chelsea fan. Sorry. Yes, I do. I think you beat PSG. I think you beat them over 2 legs. Stuart Key, what are we up to? Madhouse, do those tops fit you, Key? Some do, some don't. Some are a bit painted on. Some are massive on me. Because I've lost quite a bit of weight. Which might be shocking to some who are like, yeah, you're still a fat bastard. But no, I am. Yeah, I've lost like 6 stone. So there's a fair bit that don't fit me, that are still like massive. That one probably is a bit baggy on me, but yeah, quite a lot are still, because I've had them for years, mate. I've had them for like 15, 20 years. Tony, Port Vale, minutes away from going through. Port Vale. Imagine if Port Vale knocked them out. Sunderland still losing, minutes left. Yeah, 87th minute. Vale Park is going to erupt. It's going to absolutely erupt. Key, the absolute superhuman. Paddy Christie, who are you supporting? Well, I'm a Liverpool fan, Paddy, but I'm not supporting either of these sides. Sutar's just about to come on for Rangers. I've got purple as the colour behind me for today, because purple is the flower of Scotland. Thistle. The thistle's the flower of Scotland. So I'm just neutral today. I'm watching the game as a football fan rather than as a Rangers or a Celtic fan. I've no real strength in supporting either of them. Don't jinx it, please, Kate. Getafe Betis, may watch that. Yeah, I've got Betis in that one. I think Betis will win. I'd like Betis to win. QPR Borough about to kick off as well. Oh, Catanzaro have got one back against Empoli. Come on, Catanzaro. Desperately need Catanzaro to get level in that one at least. Lens 3-0 up against Metz. St. Pauli 0-0 with Frankfurt. Frankfurt should be doing better. St. Pauli not doing so well recently. Stacey, well done, Key. That's amazing. It needed to be done, Stacey, to be honest. Needed to be done. But, yeah. There you go. It happened. I'm maybe not at the level you are in terms of running the marathon yet, but I'd like to maybe do the Manchester Marathon at some point. As a St. Mirren fan, this is absolutely dreadful viewing. It's shocking, isn't it? Mia, Hearts supporter, love that. Love the old jam tarts. Rooting for Hearts this season. I think every neutral football fan is rooting for Hearts this season, aren't they? Be great to see Hearts win it. Get the league title up at Tynecastle. Paddy, is this going to penalties if level? Yes, it is. Sorry, let me just get the timer restarted. Because we're off. So yeah, it will be going to penalties. Gal says, give the Jam Tarts a league title. Absolutely. I think everyone can get behind it. It just makes the league a little bit more competitive. You want to see Hearts in the Champions League next year. Good luck to him. Be fantastic to see Hearts in there. Oppa, what score? It's Rangers 0, Celtic 0. About to go to penalties if they hang on. Big question is, are they going to be able to keep older players like Claudio Braga, for example? Claudio Braga's on fire for Hearts, isn't he? Joel says Ben Wayne, who scored for Vale, is actually a Newcastle fan. Brilliant stuff. He'll be absolutely loving it, won't he? Motherwell also looking very good. Could see the Old Firm finishing outside the top 3. Well, yeah, I mean, possibly. Motherwell are only 4 points behind Rangers. So, yeah, infinitely possible. Go on the well. Rebel says, fair play to Hearts. Claudio Braga, signing of the season. Stacey, it's an amazing feeling when you cross that finish line. I'll try to do one at some point. I'd love to do it. Yeah. Maybe I will. Daryl, is this a live stream of the actual live game? Yeah. No, mate, no, because Premier Sports charge a lot of money to watch the game. So generally they're not going to let people, random accounts on YouTube, just broadcast it. So yeah, you're not going to find it on YouTube. Just as a heads up, Daryl, you're not going to find it on YouTube, Chief. You're never going to find it on YouTube. Port Vale's got 6 minutes to hold on. Bologna losing at home. Who have they got Bologna today? It's Genoa, isn't it? Is it Genoa? Hardy says, but will it make it more competitive? When Leicester won the league, it did nothing. I don't think it's the same though, is it? I think Celtic and Rangers are a lot more, let's call it catchable. Celtic and Rangers are a lot more catchable than the rest of the Premier League. I think the gap from Hearts to Rangers and Celtic is not as dramatic as the gap for Leicester to Man United in terms of income and experience, and I think they can bridge that gap. I think they can. Celtic and Rangers are a lot closer to Championship clubs than they are now top Premier League clubs. Historically, they're massive, but I think in terms of the teams, the players, the managers, the overall attractiveness of the Scottish League, it's a poor league in terms of, wages aren't there anymore. It used to be once upon a time that the best players in Europe would be attracted to going to Scotland, and it's just not the case anymore. The money's not the same. The quality, the overall standard of the league is not the same. Hibs, Dundee, they're getting beatings in Europe. As we watched at the start of the season, didn't we? We watched Dundee getting battered in Europe. We watched Watchalong knock Hibs out. Covered a lot of Scottish football on this channel. Genoa against Roma. Sorry, it is. It's Verona, isn't it? Sorry. Yeah, Genoa's tonight against Roma. Who's winning the league, mate? Hearts. Hearts, I think. Hearts paid 520k for Braga and Chrysidis as well for Hearts. Brilliant signing. Darryl used to, man, but they're all over it now, taking down all sorts of links now. That's it, yeah, you're just not going to find it, mate. You will not find it. I'm telling you, they won't show it. No one will show it. I've got it on here. I'm watching it on Premier Sports, but you're not going to find it anywhere to watch. Unless you're willing to pay for Premier Sports. Joe says, I love Tony Bloom's transfer model for Hearts and Brighton. Finds absolute gems from farmers' leagues. He just takes chances, doesn't he? He just takes risks. I like it. I bet Arsenal get Port Vale and City get Southampton in the next FA Cup draw. It probably will be, yeah. And Liverpool get Chelsea. You watch. Gao says that Mbuka for Celtic is absolutely dreadful, man. Getting absolutely red every time he touches the ball. Well, we've got 8 minutes or so left before a big penalty shootout. And we'll be covering it all live. Don't forget, if you're watching with me, I'll be live for AC Milan against Inter Milan tonight. So hopefully you'll join with me for that. This is what we do every day on this channel. Usually with much more exciting games, I've got to say. Usually we cover a lot more attractive games that have goals and chances. This game still hasn't had a shot in nearly 2 hours of football. 2 hours of football, not a single shot on target for Rangers and Celtic. There's been 4 shots for Rangers, no shots on target for them, no shots on target for Celtic. I do apologise. There has been now 1 shot on target, hasn't there? When it p-rolled in. Yeah, there's not really been anything in the way of a serious shot on target. 2 goals disallowed, and that's probably been the tail of the game. But this is what we do every day on this channel. If you're new around here, my name's Key. We watch games of football every single day. I support Liverpool, but we're not a Liverpool fan channel. You'll find you've got United fans, Arsenal fans, Celtic, Rangers fans, fans from all around the world, and fans from up and down the football pyramid, Notts County fans and Borough fans and Fulham fans and everyone. And we all just have a chat and watch the game together. And we're watching everything and anything. Every single day we do at least 1 game of football on this channel. That's what we do. And Rangers, Celtic, AC Milan, Inter Milan tonight are the 2 games. Tomorrow we've got West Ham, Brentford. And then Tuesday and Wednesday we're back in the Champions League with Liverpool, Galatasaray, Newcastle, Barcelona. And then Wednesday, Bayer Leverkusen, Arsenal with Real Madrid against City as well straight after it. So lots of good games coming up. If that's your sort of thing, if you like these watch-alongs, then hit like, hit subscribe, and you'll see more of them. Rafael says, Hala Madrid, yes, Hala Madrid. The Madridistas will be out in force for the City game. It's at Madrid, isn't it, the first game? Joe says, Key, I think they've almost done it. So close. There you go, finished. Port Vale 1. Port Vale 1, Sunderland 0. Shock in the FA Cup. The Vale are through. That's incredible. Richard Kennedy even got us Everton fans. I know, yeah. Even Everton fans who hate me guts. Rasta, how's it going, mate? Lovely to see you, Rasta. Our Arsenal Oracle, Rasta. Joe Key's a fellow Arsenal fan as well. Fuck off, lad. User 198, can you show the game? I can, yeah, I can physically show the game. Yeah, I could turn the camera around, but I'm not going to. Because if I did, the whole channel would get banned and blocked. So no, I can't. I can do it, but I won't be doing it, mate. Vale won, yeah. Vale, big win for them in the FA Cup. 5 minutes away from a penalty shootout here at Ibrox. Watch your predictions, get your answers in the chat. Rebel says Nygren's probably the best Celtic signing this season. I think he has done well, hasn't he? Yeah. Malik G, hello Key mate, how's your day? Very good, sir, how's yours? Joe, embarrassing that, like. Hey, listen, all Sunderland will say is, well, we're above you in the league and we lasted as long as you did in the FA Cup. So, swings and roundabouts, innit? Julius, who wins the FA Cup? I think City win the FA Cup. Yeah, fancy City to win the FA Cup, City to win the League Cup, Arsenal to win the league, Liverpool win the Champions League. There you go, I've called it. Ryan says 3-1 to Rangers on penalties. Well, to be honest, I'd be amazed if we just get a shot on target on penalties based off what we've seen so far. Araujo and Raskin just having a little go at each other there. Look at him, having little words. Julius thinks Brentford. It may be, yeah, Brentford's not a bad shout. Both FA Cup games, both upsets. Yeah, Southampton and Port Vale going through. 2 Premier League teams knocked out. And they'll be the 2 teams that all the Premier League teams will want, won't they? They'll all be hoping that they get Port Vale or Southampton. We've already knocked Southampton out of the Cup once this season, so maybe we can do it again. But Andy says, give me Arsenal v Port Vale, Chelsea v Leeds, Liverpool, Man City and West Ham, Southampton in the quarter-final. Chris Crumish says, Celtic to... Chris Crumlish, apologies, Chris. Celtic to win from a last-minute set piece. Port Vale to win the Carabao Cup. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the scenes? There would be there'd be riots. Port Vale were to win the cup. Rangers strike cleared away. But again, you know, credit where it's due. They were absolutely incredible. Apparently the goalkeeper got man of the match today for Port Vale. Yeah. But yeah, they're struggling in the league, aren't they? They're definitely struggling in the league, Port Vale. But yeah, Brady will be very, very impressed that they've actually managed to negotiate a difficult FA Cup tie there. Port Vale to win the Carabao Cup. Is that what I said? Sorry. Apologies. I didn't mean the Carabao Cup. The FA Cup. Reggie, is this on Amazon Prime? It is. Premier Sports 1. So, yeah, on Amazon Prime. That's how I've got it on. Premier Sports. Go to Amazon Prime on Virgin or Sky or whatever you've got. And then, yeah, Premier Sports 1. Last couple of minutes. Literally last couple of minutes and then it's penalties. Rasta, no one really wants Arsenal or Man City, mate, honestly. I don't think anyone, no one wants Arsenal, no one wants City, no one wants Liverpool. I think people will fancy Chelsea. Probably fancy the chances against Chelsea this season. Archie, who do you want to win this, Key? Don't care, mate. Honestly, I really don't mind. I actually quite like both teams, both clubs in different ways. I grew up watching great Celtic sides beating Liverpool, to be fair. So, I remember Liverpool playing at Parkhead. Playing at Parkhead. And Steve McManaman scored an absolute screamer. Donnelly, Henrik Larsson dominated us that night. Jackie McNamara and, Boyd, just some wonderful, wonderful Celtic players. Stilian Petrov. And then we got knocked out of the UEFA Cup by Celtic with John Hartson scoring an absolute worldie at Anfield. So I liked Celtic a lot, but when I went up to Scotland, sort of touring the football grounds, we didn't go up to Scotland to tour the football grounds. We went up to Scotland to watch Liverpool against Aberdeen in a pre-season friendly. And on the way back down, because Aberdeen is like right up north Scotland, on the way back down, we ended up doing all the Scottish football grounds, or the vast majority that were on the way down. Celtic, pull back, cleared away. Right, there you go, full time, and it is penalties. Penalties, penalties, penalties. It's coming. Quick, get your answers in the chat. Get your predictions in the chat for what you actually think it's going to be here. Get your predictions in. Do you think Celtic on penalties? Do you think Rangers on penalties? It's a flip of a coin now, isn't it? It's gone to pens. Reggie, I've got Premier Sports. Just wanted to check before I go booting it up. Cheers, Key. No worries, man. Rangers will win, says Andy. Butland will fancy penalties. He's got a great record this season. Rangers on pens. Celtic to win 5-4. Well, let's see. I can see Celtic bottling it, says Archie. It's a tense, very, very tense Ibrox. I generally have a feeling with penalties, and it's not always true. It doesn't always hold out, but people who've watched me for a while where we've done penalty shootouts, it has tended to be the case that the team that is in the ascendancy throughout the game, maybe they've dominated in terms of, performance or possession, or had the most shots or had the most chances, or whatever way you want to look at it. The team that dominates generally loses on penalties. It's not infallible. It's not always the case, but it has been the case in the vast majority of them that I've seen in my lifetime, I would say. Even if you go back to like AC Milan. AC Milan were the better side against Liverpool. We beat them on pens. West Ham, FA Cup. West Ham were the better side. We beat them on pens. It's just the way. It is just the way. Lewis says, Key, liquidate our club. Fucking hell. Rebel says, important for either team as they're not going to win the league. They're not. No, they're not. Listen, this is huge for both Celtic and Rangers, given what's going on in the league, given they're so far behind Hearts. And it's looking like the Jam Tarts might well win the SPFL this season. Celtic and Rangers need, one of them, they need to get through. They need to see the Scottish Cup as a saviour of their season at the very least. And to be fair, Dunfermline knocking Aberdeen out. St Mirren, is it St Mirren play tonight? I think St Mirren play tonight, don't they, in the Scottish Cup? And Falkirk are already through. I've got that right, haven't I? Is that right? Sure it is. Yeah, St Mirren play Partick Thistle tonight. Falkirk are already through. So Dunfermline, Falkirk, and then you've got St Mirren or Partick tonight. And then one of these two. Could be anything. But you win if you get through. If Rangers or Celtic get through, then I'm sure they'll be looking at it and going, we've got this. We've got this. But we are nearly underway for penalties. Tavernier and Scales just having a word about who goes where and at what end and who's first and all that sort of stuff. Just before we start the pens, listen, if you're new around here, do me a favour. Hit the like button. Let me know if you think that Rangers or Celtic are going to win. Let me know if you're a Rangers or a Celtic fan. We're going to be doing more of the Scottish League towards the end of the season, I'm sure, as the league hits its crescendo. Rebel says Falkirk are having a very good season, and Mad Pup sets in front of the Union Bears. Come on, the Bears, says Grace. Hardy says the last time Hearts were in this position, Celtic pipped them on the last day back in the 80s. And that's still, it's not beyond the realms of possibility, is it? It's certainly a chance, but, you'd fancy yourself. If Hearts had been offered this position before the season, they'd have been delighted to snatch your hand off. They're a fantastic side. So we'll see. Right, penalties about to start. And it's going to be Tavernier first up. Tavernier came on basically for penalties. Steps up. Oh, he's missed it. Oh, it's not a great start for Rangers. Tavernier misses the first pen. First pen missed. Right-footed. To be honest, Sinisalo doing the old Jersey Dudek on the line, just off the top of the bar. It was a little bit more of a chip than anything, but off the top of the bar and over, and it's a miss. Tavernier misses the first pen. Best possible start for Celtic. And it's my old mate, it's the Ox. It's the Ox next up. Ox against Butland. 2 Englishmen in the Scottish Cup quarter-final. Come on, Ox. Come on, former Liverpool lad. Do it for us. Right-footed. 1-0 Celtic. The Hoops are in front. There you go. Celtic are in front. Good pen. Very good pen. The Union Jack flags waving just behind the net. Didn't put him off. Stepped up. Good. Very, very competent pen. Good pen. Straight down the middle. Butland diving. Didn't get anywhere near it. Good pen. The Ox in the box. That's it, Rasta. The Ox in the box. You love to see it. Right. Bajrami next up for Rangers. Nice and easy down the middle. 1-1. Nice and easy down the middle. Good penalty from Bajrami. Very similar to the Ox one. Just smashes it down the middle. Sinisalo going across his line. Do you know what? Actually, no. Looking back at the replay, Sinisalo probably should have got that one, Probably should have got that one. And Bajrami's gone over to the Rangers fans and he's saying, come on. Put that keeper off. Do something. Make more noise. You need to get the keeper put off. Trusty, next up for Celtic, the centre-back. Left-footed. Never sure on left-footers. 2-1. Good pen. Centre-back, left-footed, Trusty. Rattles it in. Rangers 1, Celtic 2. Bottom corner, sent Butland the wrong way. Naderi next up, the new signing. Still yet to score for Rangers, hasn't he, in normal time? Was it Hansa Rostock, wasn't it? Young lad. Coming from Hansa Rostock, centre forward. Didn't really get too much of a sniff today in the game. But Penalty. Big moment for him. Yeah, he puts it away. There you go. Well done. Well done, young man. 2-2. 2-2. Staggered penalty. Keeper guessed right, but couldn't quite get to it. Sinisalo got a hand to it. You could probably argue, actually. I think if you're a Celtic fan, looking at this, you're probably thinking Sinisalo probably should have kept 2 of the pens out. Probably should have got, more on the Bajrami one, and he kind of gets a hand to that and pushes it into the corner. Right. Next up for Celtic is Yang. Sorry, it's not Yang. Yang's gone off, isn't it? It's Hatate, sorry. Hatate, pen, good save. No, good miss. Good miss. What am I saying good miss for? Good goal. Good goal. Apologies. Looked like he'd put it just off to the right-hand side, and I think it hit the stanchion. It bounced back out. Thought he'd hit the post. But he caught it nice, and it's 3-2 Celtic. They've got 3 from 3. 3 from 3. And Rangers rapidly approaching the sudden death moment. Gassama, come on. Like Gassama a lot. I like him a lot. Very talented young player. Season's kind of tailed off a little bit for Gassama, but he's a really, really talented young lad. Did well at the start, kind of tailed off. Gassama. Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it. Right-footed. Skied it. Same as Tavernier. Over the bar. And now it's match point for Celtic. It's match point. The hoops might be going through at Ibrox. Danny Röhl looking really, really disconsolate. And it's Kvankara to maybe seal it. Gassama is absolutely disconsolate, but Kvankara, right-footed, yeah, there you go, 4-2, Celtic through. Celtic are through. Butland tried his best to put him off, but the big lad couldn't be swayed. To be honest, you know what? Celtic penalties have been very, very good, very, very composed. 2 big misses from Rangers, both putting the ball over the bar. And that's really all that's mattered today. That's what's counted. It's the Kvankara celebrates in front of the Rangers fans. It's absolutely madness there. I bet the atmosphere is incredible. Look at that. The Christ, the borderline pitch invasion here. Some Celtic fans are on the pitch. They need to calm things down. Honestly, this was incredible. Gassama with a big miss, and Tavernier, the captain of all people, Tavernier, who was brought on to take a penalty, smashes it off the crossbar and over, and then Gassama with exactly the same thing, just skying it over the bar. So poor from 2 players who maybe Rangers would have counted on to put them away. But there you go, Rangers 2, Celtic 4. How do you like it? There is fans on the pitch at Ibrox. Look at him. The Celtic fans are on the pitch. Oh, do you know what? They'll hate that. They'll absolutely hate that. Oh, here we go. And now that all the Rangers Ultras are on. Look at that. The Rangers Ultras are on. Got all the blue masks are on. Stewards are trying to get them back off, but look at that. They've literally, it's a full-on pitch invasion at Ibrox. They're trying to get these Celtic fans off the pitch. They're having photos with the players and everything. This is crazy. I've never seen... This is shameful stuff. From a Rangers point of view, you'd be mortified. Martin O'Neill's having celebrations with the fans. I think they are telling him to get off the pitch. There's McGregor. He's loving it. The captain. Mental scenes, you've got to say. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Now it is kicking off. Now it is just kicking off a little bit here. Not good. Not good. Look at that. Yeah, I think a Rangers fan's got on the pitch. He's been arrested. Yeah, Rangers fans got on the pitch and they tried to have a go at someone. I don't know who it was, but Kvankara has just Oh, now the Rangers fans are flooding on. Sweet Lord, this could majorly kick off here. There's flares going into the Celtic end. Police have got to get a hold on this. It's kicking off. Jesus, riot to Ibrox. I think they've got it, to be honest, now. But there you go. There's another flare going into the Celtic end. The Rangers fans with the blue hoods on, they're all lobbing things at the Celtic fans who've now been forced back into the stand. But the celebrating Celtic fans ran onto the pitch, and they were all taking photos. They were all enjoying it. They were loving it. But yeah, those Rangers fans are not having it. Absolutely not having it. Not on the pitch. A little bit disrespectful to be doing it. But hey, listen, it's a huge moment, and look at them. They've just won at the rivals' place. Penny shootout. That's what footy's about. That is what football's about. This is why Huns are hated across Scotland, says on a permo. Average Rangers fan, says TikTok clips. Just another weekend in Glasgow. I stay here. This is nothing new. They can't take their oil, says Rons. Have that up his celt, says Rons. There will be trouble. Definitely going to be trouble after the game, you'd imagine. But there you go. Celtic are through to the Scottish Cup semi-final, where they will play either Falkirk, Dunfermline, or one of St Mirren and Partick. St Mirren and Partick playing tonight. 7:30 kickoff, I think that one is for St Mirren and Partick. So one of them will go through and join Celtic, Dunfermline and Falkirk in the final four. Rangers fans now just being walked off by the police. They're going down the tunnel. Just madness here. It's chaos. Look at it. Literally, I don't know what is going on here. Police need to get a grip of this. I know there's a lot of people, but it's madness. It's crazy. They're all now running back down to the Rangers end. Absolutely insane. Sarah, remember, where are we up to? Gerard can't take a beating. Nathan, are you watching Leeds Norwich? No, I'm not watching Leeds Norwich. I am watching AC Milan against Inter Milan tonight. So we'll be watching AC Milan v Inter tonight. And yeah, we'll be going and watching that at 7:30. No, yeah, 7:30 kickoff. So AC Milan against Inter Milan tonight, 7:30. If you want to join me for that, it'll be a massive game, really good one. So whether you're a Rangers fan, a Celtic fan, or you support someone else, hopefully you'll join us for the Inter Milan Rangers game. Inter Milan AC Milan game. Sorry, my head's gone watching that. Inter Milan against AC Milan tonight at the San Siro. AC need to win. They're 10 points behind, and they desperately need to get a win in that one to try and get the title challenge back on track and rein Inter back in. So, I will see you back at about 7 o'clock tonight. Gonna go and have a bit of tea, chill out, have a brew, relax after a thoroughly dreadful Scottish Cup quarter-final. We basically saw one shot on target all game, including extra time. It was awful. But then we finished with a mad penny shootout and a horrendous scenes at the end, with flares being shot into the away end and, you know, sticks being thrown, the Celtic fans running on the pitch. It was all madness. But there you go. That's what you'd expect in Old Firm games to some degree. It's not necessarily the most well-behaved, but who wants well-behaved, well-mannered? It's what football's about to a degree. Right. I will see you all in a few hours' time, and take it easy. Have a lovely night. I'll see you soon. Ta-ra. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave.